Episode 4.
Is it 4?
Episode because there's nothing else to do on a COVID Friday. Than watch Warhammered.
We're all pretending that we were doing a lot on Friday nights before this point, but
Well,
good to have dreams.
Watching Law and Order and just hanging out.
Gotta watch House. Don't want to miss House.
Yeah, actually, we're just going to talk about House today.
Gotta watch
Warhammered House.
It's Friday night. Gotta watch Family Matters.
Hugh Lord.
So yeah, I don't need that. That's for a little bit later.
First thing, what are we drinking? I'm having a Manhattan because I am feeling classy AF today. This is my go-to drink for fancy people.
It's also easy to make.
But it's
It
not
is
necessarily fancy either. It's just a good go-to.
It is a good go-to, but I have very strong childhood memories of my parents used to hang out with very fancy
I was concerned where that was going.
urban night people. People that wore furs and went to the opera and smoked cigarettes with the things, holders.
Yeah.
So, and anyway, they were super classy people, and they always drank Manhattan. So Manhattans to me are just solidified with the thing classy people.
Your parents were fans of Cruella de Vil?
No.
Pretty much, yeah.
Whenever
every weekend.
Whenever I make a Manhattan for myself, it's probably got 8 or 9 maraschino cherries in it.
Oh,
because why not?
Maraschino cherries with some,
When it's
with
for
Manhattan.
it's like a Manhattan for children. I
Yeah,
think they call that
yeah.
at Coney Island.
So that's just vermouth, bourbon, and
Vermouth, bourbon, and a little bitters.
a little bit of
Little bit
Wee bit
of
of bitters.
local brews again. Enjoying some nice tasty beer.
America beer. And I am having bourbon and ice cubes. That's just how we do things.
What more do you need?
Yep,
Just-
exactly.
I feel like just my back hurts from carrying the drinking in this team.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it interesting.
I drink enough the first time around.
You did more than enough work. All right.
There'll come a time if we keep doing what we're doing and we get into facilities such as cafe facilities, it'll get serious because we'll have an arsenal.
I demand serious beverages.
Just make me something.
Serious but fun.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
And delicious.
So, news and rumors. What are we looking forward to coming out?
Well, the big is obviously the new codices.
Yeah.
Codexes?
Well, what drops
Aside.
what drops tomorrow?
What drops tomorrow? A bunch of terrain. And
Crusade
Crusade
packs.
Crusade, yeah.
We
Nexus
can consult.
and the advanced deployment.
Right. So you can deploy so everyone can bring all their terrain.
Not advanced deployment. Tactical.
Tactical deployment.
Bring your own terrain. With
GW
rules.
found a way for all tournament organizers to love them, of telling people to bring their damn terrain.
Yes.
So, because it's always the problem of stores not having enough terrain. Well, bring your own. It'll be great.
And buy ours, please.
Preferably.
I think how that goes.
Tend to be. But there's going to be lots of new Crusade rules and everything.
Yep.
But that's
I'm
not what
super
anyone
excited for
cares
that.
about right now.
Nope. Let's talk
Codicide.
about next week.
Codexes.
Codices?
Codexes.
It's there was
Multiple codex.
when they announced 8 or 9 that they were out there like, I'm sorry, it's actually codexes because we're not going to say codices.
Ah,
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys.
damn it, James
Come
Workshop.
on, Data Slate, Pharaoh Crete, codices, just give it to us.
But there's going to be the sweet Space Marine Codex and some happy Necron times.
Mhm.
So happy robot noises.
I'm excited to see both of those because I like the first codicii of the
I think we're just landing on Codex.
of the edition to kind of set the tone for what to expect going forward. So
Yes, I want to see all. There's some cool. They've shown a few things about Crusade rules that I love, like rules where if your guy gets real beat up, you can put him throw him in a dreadnought, or your Necron commander can turn into a destroyer and go all.
he can go nuts. Or
Now the
try
destroyers are cool looking and not those sad ones. That
the flying toasters.
Yeah, now they're thick boys.
They are
The,
thick. Yes, that new Necron destroyer is thick with 2 C's, maybe
Yeah.
3 C's.
He's hippie.
He's got hips for days.
Maybe a lowercase c.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can he twerk? Can Necrons twerk? That's really the question that we have to be asking.
Yes.
And
We're gonna go all the way to Geeks Workshop headquarters.
demand to know. Well,
Find Jervis.
we're not going to need to when it's a stratagem.
3 command points. Your Necrons take this turn to twerk at the enemy.
I think the best one we played this earlier
Or-
today was the one where you send your character through and Primaris. It's like, roll 1, hopefully. And he's gone.
Yeah, there's a 1 in 6 chance your poor sweet commander that you've taken through all these battles goes through and just keels over and dies.
You know, it's
And
not
that
time
is
for this guy to
wonderful.
get upgraded. No.
So going farther afield to next week where we know it's coming, do we know when? Like some of the new models are when, like the ATV for Space Marines.
ATV's a 10th.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so there's okay.
We're getting the
ATV.
ATV, we're getting the turret, and we're getting
Chaplain on a bike, and
Chaplain on a
the big thick boy destroyers coming out that day as well,
so
along
and,
with the Silent King.
Tall guy.
tall guy with Doom on his head.
The War of the Worlds guy.
And
Silent
King's dropping as well.
Where we?
I suppose.
and then,
Also the giant model.
Yeah,
But
just,
more importantly,
and then maybe we'll get a monolith at some point. I really just that monolith is too.
they talked about new monolith.
It's so.
yeah,
I know.
Liberation figures for it. So
Yeah, I know. I'm
whether or
saying
not it's
when
all
it's-
in October
Yeah.
or if they're going to go into November, because
Oh,
you
I
still
want
got.
it. I want October to just beat me.
Well, after that, you've got the Blood Angels, Space Wolves, and Death Watch supplements, along with
Auric
the Death
and
Guard
Cobra?
before.
Auric and over. No.
No,
It's
not gonna
it's
it's just Spooktober.
yeah,
Spooktober with spooky skeletons.
Cool.
but all those are before 2020, before the end of the year.
Sure.
So
And
we
then
got a lot. Really
is the next week? Is that when that is that? Did you say it? The Primaris thing that just drops on the little.
that one's
turret.
not yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
they got the Firestrike
Yeah.
servo turrets, and then they've got the other like bunker that's not.
Yes,
From
we don't know
one
about
day.
the bunker.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Cool.
pillbox.
So that's any other rumors? Anybody else? Any rumors? Any rumors?
We know. I mean,
From what I understand, we're gonna get like that Second Legion's gonna show up.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think Second
Second-
Legion. You heard it here
Second
first.
Legion.
Second Legion is
On-
gonna show up in Age of Sigmar. actually.
Second
Yes.
Legion SWAT
gonna-
hybrids in
But-
Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
the Second
Yes,
Legion.
with no crossover rules
Second Legion
whatsoever.
None.
were
Yeah.
abhuman SWATs, so why do you think they got expunged?
That's
Yeah.
why they got.
I
That
have
makes
a-
sense.
I have a
Heard it here first.
I'll save it for Black Library bullshit, but I have a thing about the Second Legion I would like to share with you all. It was too bad to even make it into the quiz.
Did you? Is this after the
No,
Malice
is this- is
Darkblade?
this a
No,
fun
this is
fact?
not the Malice Darkblade.
Did the
story.
Malice Darkblade make it in?
No.
Could you tell them about the Malice
No.
Darkblade story?
So, if you watched last time, we played. Walter gave us some excerpts from either Black Library official sanctioned stories or fan fiction. So this time it's my turn.
They were racy.
Yeah, this time it's my turn, and so I started looking at various fanfic sites, and there was one pops up, Malice Darkblade. Okay, let's check it out. So it's basically, and if you're into this, we're not gonna yucky or yummy, but
Get a little bit, maybe.
maybe a little. We're gonna judge you a little bit if you actually can go find it. But yeah, Malice Darkblade comes home from enslaving poor humans throughout the galaxy
Like you do.
with various treasures to try to seduce his sister.
Yeah.
It turns into a whole
Malice-
spanking thing.
Malice Darkblade
so-
from the Dark Elves in
Yeah.
fantasy.
So do we
Yeah.
have like a?
Yeah, but they bumped him up into like he went
Oh,
through
it's
the web
in
way.
40K.
Yes.
Oh, that's
'Cause
amazing.
he comes
You
back-
didn't tell me.
Sorry,
Yeah,
There's
that
a
makes
whole
it
other
so much
layer.
better.
No, he gets back. Yeah, no, he arrives on his Ravager and
It's so weird. Like somebody really wanted to write Malice Darkblade fic, but like needed it to
Uh-huh.
be in 4K
And
for
I
some
also-
reason. Like it wouldn't have worked.
I
in
also
the overall
found the
It's the
Warhammer.
setting.
I found the Warhammer My Little Pony crossover fan fiction where the ponies get slaneshed.
See, this
Yeah.
is why I don't go look
Right?
for this stuff.
It was something.
I mean, so do we have a link you could send me? Is that? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, just for research.
I mean, you know,
I'm not.
that was one of those ones, and that one I was like, maybe I could find a decent like 2 sentences to read before it gave it away. No, No.
There are no two sentences.
no, there's no way
I
to
am-
not have that happen.
I think
I
I
love
hear
everything
chat wants
about
that link posted. in the
Yeah,
chat.
right?
I think that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Something
Oh,
like
as
that.
they said this way, this is what I learned. Yeah, some pony wants that. It's not somebody. Yeah, some pony.
Oh,
Yeah. So anyway,
I love
Did you read the whole thing?
no, I did not. I had to give up. I went about 3 or 4 pages in just looking for a paragraph I could salvage. No, I had to stop. So it wasn't like a gross Slanesh stuff, but it was definitely lots of sensations. There was not like it wasn't the debauched. It was just the real like, oh, that, you know, the smell of that pony fart like made me feel things. It was weird.
Do you know what noise My Little Pony Slash makes?
Yeah.
I mean,
As the
I think we all know.
as Applejack turns into a noodle horse. All right, so
I'm glad you know My Little Pony off the.
I have a girl child. Yes, we work with people that like ponies.
I have no idea.
So yeah, so let's get out of that spiral.
It was a good
So-
spiral.
So what? Yeah,
State of Xenos and Ninth.
Yeah.
with ninth. People, this is one that people have been kind of coming up in tabletop, and they want new armies. They want to get into the game for the first time, and I've run into a couple situations where people will go, boy, those guys look fun, but we don't. I mean, the example that really comes like somebody wanted to play Dark Angels and like, I'd like to buy Dark Angels army. I was like, well, funny. There's not there's all these Space Marine kits, and then there's a couple of cool Dark Angel ones. But if you're looking at the non-Imperium side of things, which we've covered a lot of Imperium in the past few episodes, we just thought we'd give a quick discussion over what's going on, and besides Necrons. Next Xenos Codex is
in January, and it's a mystery.
Yeah, so this is one of
I
those.
speculate Dark Eldar. That's
The Drew Carey.
The Drew Carey.
I'm going to stick with that because I want to do a Xenos army, and I'm going to do the first Xenos Codex after Necrons for my Xenos army. And I hope it's what I want, and not like Eldar.
As a man.
Damn it.
So anyway, I mean, you have if you subscribe to the app, you can see some stats. I mean, I'm personally excited about orcs because of the way that they've altered the vehicle rules, where they can still do stuff in close combat. You can have the orc, all the speed cars and things like that, which also is
cult of speed, if you will.
Those nasty Dark Eldar jet bikes. Reavers, can they do
No, they're not vehicles. No, they're jet bikes. Bikes are different. Yeah, it's sad.
Street Marine bikes?
Oh yeah, they're none of those good.
Right, okay. Well, so never mind. But yeah, any opinions on folks maybe wanting to play Xenos?
Well,
start collecting it now.
Starting with the army that I have a lot of, and you were talking about Dark Eldar. I mean, it's really good to be fast in 9th edition. It does sort of suck that they are hilarious frail times. But
they always have been. Though.
They have always been, and since 8th edition, they've gotten a little bit better. That you can't just kill a raider in one shot. But what's really important in 9th edition is getting your ass on objectives, and they can do that really well. Staying on objectives, I think, is going to be trickier. So I think if anyone should really hope for grotesque kits, because right now I have a bunch of grotesques that I kit bashed out of
ghouls,
Vampire Count, Vargas, and a bunch of Tyranid bits, and a bunch of Talos Pain Engine kits. Yeah. So I mean, I just put a bunch of stuff and then made them those because I don't like the grotesque model, and they're made for resin. They suck. But grotesques would be really good to hold an objective, but there's not currently a plastic model for them, and that's
I think
sad times.
Tau is another strong army to build because they still have their ability to overwatch and support each other. Shooting is still very strong. Their weakness is still prevalent, and the fact that stuff can get across faster could be an issue, but you still have Overwatch to your heart's desire. So I think Tower solid. The models are great.
Yeah. I'm really excited about the farther we get to 9th edition, the more people are going to forget that Overwatch is a thing that people do on a regular basis. And Tower just going to be like, pew, pew, pew. And it's like, I charge them, and it's like, 1 minute, sir. I believe I have something to do.
But you're out of command points.
Overwatch. Union command points.
So this is an army I know that you're a fan of. I always catch myself looking sidelong at the models, and I never want to do this. But Gene Stealer Cults?
I don't know. Gene Stealer Cults is the weirdest army forever. But again, their ability to pop up out of nowhere and hop onto objectives, they just don't have anything tough. They don't have anything.
Except for the Goliath.
They are cheap. They are cheap, so and cheap. You can still do bullshit throwing a bunch of demolition charges out.
They've got the
don't hit the table.
Sorry, not the metamorphs, the big dudes that are like almost Gene Stealer
Aberrants.
Yes,
they do have aberrants.
Those things are cool.
And they have that Keller morph, who's like the coolest guy ever. If you want to have your sweet Western theme.
You know,
with his 3 pistols, 3, 4.
Yes, 3.
Him or the Blocktopus.
Yeah. I mean, I always,
about
my problem with the Gene Stealer Cults, especially when we're stocking them, is one that I don't know if it's too many, that line of special characters they have that are all awesome looking.
Yeah,
and then
so many. Too many.
I really like that Goliath.
Endless with them too.
Yeah, that Goliath vehicle, and then especially that tectonic frag drill that has, if Gene Stealers are near it, you can play with really cool rules if you want to.
See what they do.
But yeah, I didn't know if you had Gene Stealered much.
I own that book and look at it and dream about it periodically, and I want I want the Star Children to come help out.
Sure.
You can also take a bunch of Lehman Russes, and Lehman Russes are fucking awesome. So
yes, especially now that vehicles are even more awesome.
Yeah.
I like
Punisher cannons. Oh, they give me the vapors.
Yeah.
The Italian Jackal? No, the Ridge Runners. Is that
the ATV or the bike?
The dune buggy.
That's the Ridge Runner. Yeah, that's
it runs ridges.
Because so now you look at them. They've got the Ridge Runner. Orcs have one of their other small vehicles.
Yeah.
Marines now have the ATV. Dark Eldar have the Venoms. I want to make like a Mario Kart.
They have that at Epticon.
Gorka Morka 2021.
Well,
you heard it here first.
They usually have it. Sometimes last year it wasn't as good. But there is. I have a Speed Freaks box, and I have the rules for the Speed Freaks game, so that could be a thing.
Okay.
Or Gaslands.
Gaslands.
Because Gaslands, in the back of the Gaslands book, there's a playing it at your like Warhammer scale.
Oh.
There's rules.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I could Gaslands a bunch of Warhammer stuff. I could
shout out to Osprey.
Thanks, Osprey.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, we could have Mad Max, the pure strain.
So,
God, I wish I had my
pure strain road.
Did anybody else have this toy as a kid? It was like a almost like a mix between Incredible Crash Dummies and G.I. Joe, but like you have this car and you could like weld bits onto it and you to like crash it and it would break apart. Does that ring any bells with anybody?
You were making that up. I'm convinced that is just you trying to block your early childhood traumas and memories of fake toys.
Yeah.
No, that's what the alcohol is for.
This guy dark.
Like that, but like Gaslands makes me think of that. So
okay.
I'm gonna find the toy.
By next episode, you need to find the toy by next episode.
Me and my friend used to take the Ninja Turtles pizza shooter. And that was our combat weapon.
Did you call them Ninja Turtles?
The Ninja Turtle pizza shooter.
Ninja Turtles.
Because it was battery
that
powered.
makes so much more sense.
You drop the pizzas and it.
I kind of thought you were talking about
take it outside.
Yes,
Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ninja.
Yeah, that's an insight into the young Walter's life.
Don't judge me.
Ninja Trolls and Vampire the Masquerade.
Also part of the.
Don't you talk bad about my vampire. When Warhammered episode 6 is all us just playing Vampire the Masquerade, which is going to be super sweet and very confusing for people following what we're doing.
Rogue Trader the Masquerade.
Are we going to watch the TV show?
We're just all going to play Blood.
Wow! No, we have to stop and talk a little bit about the TV show Kindred the Embrace, which I haven't thought about in a long time. This has nothing to do with Warhammer. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world.
You found somebody else that's watched it?
I have never met anyone else that has seen the show Kindred the Embrace.
I had them from Blockbuster.
Wow.
It is awful.
What a
this
difference.
show.
Blockbuster video.
Okay, we need a little background. Vampire the Masquerade, wonderful role-playing game where you play sweet vampires in kind of gothy clothing, and it's everything 90s Walter dreamed of. They made a terrible television show. There was only like 6 episodes.
It was 2 VHS tapes.
Yeah, it was.
Was it one where you see like the boom mic coming in?
It was so
it
bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was cheesy. Like it was
real painfully cheesy.
Like
who was it? The I can never remember the actor's name, but the bad guy from Cobra. The Stallone movie? Cobra?
Cobra! I thought you were talking about like G.I. Joe, Cobra.
No. The
Cobra Commander.
Eddie Fiore.
Eddie Fiore, yes!
That was his name.
He was the Bruja Primogen.
Yes, he was. That's, I think, one of the only actors. No, C. Thomas Howell was in it.
C. Thomas Howell?
He was the detective, I believe.
Oh my god, I need to rewatch this. 7.5 on IMDb. What is wrong with this
Did you see on Google where it says for people who like The Godfather? And I'm saying no. Dracula
meets The Godfather in this complicated but short-lived super. No, IMDb, you are wrong.
Hey, that guy from The Pretender.
Yeah, C. Thomas Howell.
The guy from The Pretender in Carnival. You know the dude in Carnival that drinks the absinthe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that was a digression.
Yeah. But anyway, they made the show and it was bad. And actually, there was a long period that I thought it was good, and I recommended it to my friends. And then years later, I found it in a Hastings in Lawrence. Yeah. Well, sad poor Hastings. Pour one out for
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But
Hutchinson, Kansas Hastings. Life changing.
But I bought it and rewatched it, and then I had to call a number of friends. It was like when you're going through the 12 steps. And you have to apologize to all the people, that I had to call people and be like, did you watch Kindred the Embrace? And some people are like, no. And I'm like, please don't. And some people are like, yes, Walter, I did. And it's like, I am so
now you know
sorry.
why we haven't talked to you.
Yeah. Oh, so you're screening my calls now. So all that to say, all right, here's grasping at a tie-in. You can find Vampire the Masquerade if you want past the Warhammer stuff.
Yeah.
The tabletop.
Right down there.
Or we can play Rogue Trader the Masquerade and just be Blood Angels.
There you go.
Yeah, or Blood Angel aspirants.
Yes.
Yeah,
aspirants.
Why not?
Would that make the Night Lords the Oh god, the Sabbat.
Yeah, wow! Look at you and your vampire
I
terminology.
don't. Yeah,
I had no idea.
I know the
My-
brouhaha.
My gaming career spans many different.
Wow, you got
many different
layers.
games.
This is Shrek-like.
Yeah. Well,
Layers
usually,
right here.
usually, Matt King is one of those that's like, that's a new game. Is it cool? Yes. And he grabs it. Past Matt King is like, is that a game? Is that a cool game? I'll take it. So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, clearly we need to play Vampire Masquerade on stream.
Anyway,
That's the moral.
after the State of the Xenos went way over there, we're now going to bring our Xenos focus down to, at least for Walter and I, at least in our top maybe 2 Xenos armies, because I like Craft Worlds and Parks.
Oh, guys,
but we're going to talk about Necrons.
Okay, dude, Necrons are definitely.
Necron
I've had Necrons.
Enslavers were my favorite
Yes.
Xenos race, and they're in here.
Yeah.
Look at what?
Played ones?
Enslavers.
Enslavers. Oh, right on. I thought you played ones, which we'll get a plastic kit.
Yeah, they are getting a plastic
So
kit.
pretty.
That's what flame ones do.
Yeah.
That's their
They're like,
copying.
They take your
clay.
they take your skin and then they're like jacket.
They're classy that way.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so
let's-
the War of Heaven.
So yeah, Walter's going to give us a little background
Oh,
on
Craig.
the War of Heaven.
The horror. So this is we're gonna get into the far away. This is the Imperium. We're getting so far away from the Imperium. They didn't even exist. There was no. This is humans. We're not. I mean, we were whatever. There were dinosaurs roaming the earth when the War of Heaven happened. I think
60 million years ago.
it's over 65 million years ago because that's
when
how
the
long
Earth was
Necrons
but
have
an
been.
Exodite craft world.
Right. No. Tie-in. Exodites are human precursors. We're gonna get to Battlestar Galactica level.
I have a thing on.
Where
You go ahead.
people came
I can't. Yeah, I had that
Mm.
Imatech like an actual number of.
So the Necrons were the grouchy boys of the galaxy, and they were all stomping around making an empire. But they were so sad because they had this super bummer son that gave them space cancer. I guess I don't know. They had super sad, short lifespans, and they were really grumpy about it. And they had this super technology, but apparently couldn't cure sad cancer space times. Anyway. Then they met the old ones, and the old ones are like, hello, we live forever, and everything's great, and we have psychic powers, and we're immortal, and oh, it's really, we love our lives, and it's great.
And hot take, by old ones you mean?
Yes, in
Slan.
the old,
Yeah,
the slan.
Yeah.
And the slan/old ones are all talking about it, and the Necrons are like, hey, that's cool, could we have a little bit of that, could we get a sip on that sweet, sweet immortality cocktail you guys have? And they're like, oh, no. I mean, no, that would be, no. For no reason at all, I'm gonna hold that the Necrons were in the right here, and the old one and whatever. And so then the Necrons are like,
There wasn't
F
make
these
a
guys.
wish in the galaxy that day.
could have been. They could. All they had to do, they just had immortality spilling out. They're like, oh god, we spilled a bunch of immortality. Let's mop that up. It was that scene from the Three Amigos where they're out in the desert and the Necrons are Steve Martin
Yeah.
and short guy Martin Short.
Short and Chevy Chase.
And they're the two,
Yeah.
and they're drinking, and
Yeah.
they're just getting
And the
sand in their
just hits
face.
them, yeah.
And then Chevy Chase is like, "Oh, immortality! Oh, I have so much. I'm just gonna throw it in the ground."
Lizard men with the slime with lip balm.
Yes, exactly, and
Yeah.
that's it. And they didn't share it with them. And then the Necrons, who were having a little bit of internal strife because their empire was too Roman Empire big, really more Egyptian Empire big. They're all like, "Well, we'll just declare war on the old ones, and we'll get our whole society together and
Egypt in space.
beat up."
Space
Egypt
Tomb
in
Kings?
space.
Egypt in
Did-
space.
Did someone say Space Tomb Kings?
They are tote space tomb kings, but they just started wrecking face and attacking the old ones and whatever. But then the old ones had this webway that they built, which you guys will all know from Horus Heresy and Eldarness and whatnot. They built this sweet webway so they could travel through the galaxy all fast, and they outmaneuvered the Necrons all the time because they only had They had a bunch of slow ships that couldn't apparently move faster than light, and that is the dumbest thing in the world because that doesn't ever make any sense in sci-fi. Because I don't know how they got anywhere, but whatever.
The
We're gonna
Necrons?
let that slide. Yeah, they only had like slower than light.
They
Wormholes.
don't
No, but they
mind.
didn't have. Oh, the
But
5th
the-
edition Necron Codex makes me so mad.
But they don't. But the
You know why?
Necrons
'Cause
don't
Matt
mind
Woodruff.
going. They just don't mind naps.
Long now, obviously,
they just
as we
don't
learn.
have a problem
Whatever.
with naps.
Realizing that Warhammer 40k is not hard sci-fi aside, they fought them and they just started getting their asses handed to them by the old ones. So then they found, in the middle of their star, there was a murderous star god. And the murderous star god was all like, hello, Necron. Apparently the star gods and the old ones have the same voice. They need a different voice. They need to be like Tom Waits. Hello, Necrons.
Yeah.
And they love to consume stars and eat things. And they're like, we've got a deal for you.
Wait, which ones are Morgan Freeman?
No one's Morgan Freeman in this scenario. That's like clearly like the Emperor or someone is Morgan Freeman. These people are all bastards.
Cool.
But so then the Star Wars.
Tom Waits a bastard?
Well,
Waits
kind of.
I would think Tom Waits would call Tom Waits
Yeah.
a bastard.
I don't. Yeah,
Fair.
no problem. there.
Also,
Fair.
no, we need to take a little digression into Tom Waits and his attempt at one point to copyright Grady Tom Waits' voice.
Yeah, I'll give him a pass. I don't care.
It's still a bullshit move.
Yeah.
It's still
I
a
mean-
bullshit move. And I
I
love
mean,
Tom Waits.
and
How,
we
how
still
many
love our-
substances was he on
What?
when he did it?
Probably
and
quite
still,
a few.
And we still,
Free pass.
we still like our Space Marines that tried to copyright the Space Marines. And all
They
that,
have,
so.
yeah. We give.
I mean, really, truly, you fill out a form and you pay like a very small fee, and they pay you.
I don't know. It's still. Anyway, whatever. Tom Waits is a bit of a bastard. I think we can all agree he's at least 10% bastard.
Fine. So he's hanging out with Necrons or old ones?
He's hanging out with Necrons because he's the Satan, the Star
Oh,
Lords,
yes.
and they're all like, "Ugh, "Hey
All right.
Necrons, I got a deal for you.
Yes.
Immortality, no drawbacks." And the Silent King's all like, "Immortality, no drawbacks." You say, "This is him." What's that name for like a long Egyptian beard?
I don't know. That's to me. That's the Pai Mei.
No, but
The
it's
Kung
it's
Fu
like it's the
Pai Mei
one
beard.
that on the Cryptek models
Yeah.
it all
It's the
goes out
jewelry.
like this far.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Yeah, it's got like a thing.
Yeah. With the. See, I was thinking the
Someone
Silent.
in chat help us out.
It's got a name.
I was thinking that the Silent King would be like.
pretty
That's a good
outspoken.
point. He was like,
Pretty outspoken about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the
So,
Silent King
okay.
responded to that, and he's like, "I got this deal for you," and he's like, "All you got to do is step into these biotransference engines and give up your souls." And they're all like, "Souls are dumb," and it
What do we
turns
need them
out,
for?
spoiler alert, souls aren't dumb. That's the truth in the 40k universe. But then they had the Star Gods on their side, and they had immortal robot bodies, and they were ready to go. And
FTL
I
technology.
get no, they have dolmen gates. They have it's something I hate in the Necron books where they can like break into the webway and do things, and it's like okay, fine.
The webway's never really been secure. Like the Emperor.
No,
had something.
everyone and
just-
their goddamn
just forces
dog.
their way in.
Yeah, which of course makes it a great place to keep the library of all the secrets and wonders of the universe. Yeah, it's just right there where there's literally everything's a door.
Except Airman doesn't know how to he got in. He's like, I'm fucking lost.
Yeah.
They need to call like what's a
Well,
EDT
once you're just made out of sand, what do you expect?
Airman's in it.
Yeah.
nothing. But anyway,
When
yes,
all
they
is
need
dust
they-
is all.
they need ADT or something. They need to get some security on the webway.
Protected by ring.
But they break into the webway, and then they're all cool, and they just stomp face and the stand, and they beat up all the things. But then the Silent King is all like,
Wait a second.
"Yeah, it's good." Except
Wait a second.
he glares, shh, so silent. He realizes that it's like, hold on, whoa, 1 minute.
Yeah.
We don't have souls, and we're real bummered about that. So then,
I feel no joy.
when they yes, they tried. What I think really really figured it out is they watched Marie Kondo, and she was like, just go to all your things and say what sparks joy, and they're like nothing, and they realized at that moment that they had
The
no
worst
soul.
part is that it made them sad, but they were robots, so they couldn't express their sadness, and it was just a
Sad robot noise. Actually, when we get to
like,
Trazen,
oh, no.
that's why he has all of his stuff.
Rumor and wild speculation. Marie Kondo's a Satan.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. What sparks joy? She's delightful.
Yeah.
I love Marie Kondo, and I will hear nothing bad about her. Except for the fact that she's a Satan and apparently stole the souls of Necron, so that's a downside.
I'm not upset about that.
That's right. It's okay. But anyway, so then they're on that. They beat the old ones, and they just curb stomp them for a while. Then they're all, we're gonna backstab the Satan, and then they took all of them and broke them up into Pokemon. So
Yep.
as they're
Gotta
widely
catch 'em all.
considered, they put them in little balls, and now they use them for everything. I think they
Yeah.
power, I think one of them's like the Silent King's DVR now is
Yeah.
one of the Satan trials. They just use them for everything.
It's not. It's actually just a TiVo.
Yeah.
That was one was
This
one of
powers
the
my
Satans was the
TiVo,
guy.
and my electric razor that I don't actually need is powered
And
by.
for them being as important as they are, we had the two resin ones, and then the coolest one up until what we'll see coming up soon was that in the Armageddon, Apocalypse model.
Yeah, the
You know, the
Tesseract.
big,
Oh, yes.
like
That's what
that
it's
badass
The
Dr.
Unbound
Manhattan
Satan,
one.
yes.
That if you could get it off a bit site for $80.
I think the best one, even after seeing everything, is the one on the Silent King's back. The one that's
Well, yeah.
powering his chair. It's like,
I would like
it
to see
hurts.
them. I mean,
That's
I'd like
right.
to see them do a new Nightbringer and what's the gold
The
one?
Deceiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, fun story, the Deceiver is actually the Tom Waits, the most Tom Waits of all the
Sure.
Satan, because he was the one that went to them and said, hey,
Yeah.
how about giving up your soul?
He deceived them?
He
I mean,
did, and they're all like, the
don't-
Deceiver, how'd you fool us?
You don't say.
Plus, I don't know. This is fun because I don't know if it's free, but maybe Tom Waits comes later. in the
What?
show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shocking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey,
Shocking.
spoilers
Spoilers.
coming.
Yeah, Tom
So,
Waits will be mentioned
Who's
again.
the fourth? Because like they mentioned that there's like 4 main Satan. Is that
The
right?
Void Dragon.
So,
Yeah.
well, there's the Void Dragon, the Deceiver, the Nightbringer, and then wasn't there a fourth
Steve.
main one?
Good old Jack
Steve.
Satan,
Satan of Biscuits.
the guy that
So-
runs the Monolith dealership.
Okay, fair enough.
That's Crazy Jack and his discount
Yeah.
monoliths. You don't
Yeah.
want to get in those.
Those are the old models.
well, there
with the,
is
Lego
one-
bits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real
There
trash.
is one possibly. All right, so actually, before I get to Trazen, do we want to talk about some of our Necrons of note?
Is that what we're doing while we're talking about?
Let's
Yeah,
just-
Necrons
yeah,
and
yeah.
War of Heaven. Yeah, we
You want
talked
to
about it.
start with Imatech?
Tell me
the
about
Stormlord?
my.
Yeah.
Tell me
Imatech
about
the
Papa
Stormlord?
Storms.
Yeah, Imatech. So yeah, Imatech. He was the leader. I mean, he's sort of the Tutankhamun of this
If you will.
whole thing. And for some
Necron.
reason, I thought that the Great Sleep. Actually, I thought that the internet told me the actual years. I don't. It was 6 million years, right?
65 million
65
years.
million,
Yeah,
a long
it was a
time.
Yeah.
long ass time.
So
Super
Imatech,
long.
not my favorite Necron Lord, just because Trazen's just so cool. But Imatech has the power of the storms behind him. A couple of cool things that he did throughout his, or he does throughout his continued existence. He was known for drawing in enemies, putting them on their ground. He had that. I mean, he has a very Ramses combat style. Like you start if you like ancient wargaming, look at Necrons and you'll go,
Nerd alert.
oh, there's some stuff, right? However, one of the things we can always talk about with Imatech is him butchering the Black Templars
so much hand
And-
chopping.
and shaming Helbrecht, he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? Not kill you, because you know what? You'll be shamed. So that was cool. That was
His weird hand
that's moving
removal
up
fetish.
into our time period now. And then of course Helbrecht has to come back, and they have to drive
Space
him
Marines are
off.
never allowed to lose for any
Yeah.
appreciable
Not for
length of time.
long.
Yeah,
Not
and it's
for
kind
long.
of funny because like there's you start reading about Imatech and it's like he's never been defeated, and then Logan Grimnar shows up with Space Wolves and just curb stomps him.
Again, you got to show how cool Logan
Yeah.
is.
What's funny also about that one is that Logan Grimnar's like they're looking for like Space Wolves are looking for Trazen, and they're like, there's a Necron that looks powerful. That's not him. No one cares. The big thing about Imatech that why I want to talk about him is because in the past he's been insane. Now,
Sixth
at least-
edition? Was it when he was real broken? Seventh?
well, it was
Oh.
we used that 5th edition codex in 6th.
Right.
They dialed it back, but like on the app now, if you are following along with the app, I mean, all this could change in a week.
Well, sure. Right. Imatech's going to be different soon.
Yeah, but with the
I don't think he's gonna be like. I don't think there's gonna be a
Yeah.
major.
now the big thing here, because I didn't Necron in once the codexes went hard back, I guess is the easy way to say it. That Lord of the Storm thing was only once a battle. Because didn't you do that at the start of every turn?
So back in the day, as someone who played a lot of Imatech, in 5th edition,
sucks.
you started out in night fighting every time
Yep.
because that's how he did. And you got to roll a die every turn to see if night fighting continued. And it got less and less likely as you went on. But he also gave you one free reroll. So you could reroll the roll to see if night fighting continued. And as long as it was night fighting, you got to do his bullshit lightning thing. And it was so good. And so much anger at Imatech
Yeah.
for that.
So now it's only once per battle. I mean, it hurts you.
And you only get to pick one unit.
Yep.
You used to roll for every unit on the table. If you got some hot sixes, hot sixes. You got to blow up all the things.
Yeah. Regaining. So yeah, he doesn't. He's not.
He's not as cool. No
Well,
one's-
yeah, none of them are as cool as they once were. But Imatech's also he's one of those super tough guys. It's kind of cool. I thought his Achilles heel is kind of the orcs, because he would recruit all of his Necron warriors, but the orcs were the one thing that could really mess with him because he
Right.
could not.
He couldn't use his cool ability against
Well,
orcs
he
back in
couldn't
the
use his
day.
ability, and he also just couldn't ration out. There was no because he's so clinical
Yes.
with his combat. Orcs would invade, and
He's
he's
like,
like,
no, you're not supposed to do that.
yeah,
That's
he's like,
not
I
nothing.
don't know
Damn it."
how to do this. So which is what I mean. That's one of his cool things because they're very much. He's very, and even Imatech's like, those guys suck. I would rather not fight them.
Couldn't handle.
They're like, but you can kill anybody. He's like, I know I can. I would rather not kill them because it's irritating. So who are you starting?
I'm going to start with Orcon because I want to save my favorites.
Yeah,
The
for
Diviner.
last. Orcon, the Diviner. He's a pretty cool guy.
Should have seen that coming.
He did. Actually, he didn't. That's the cool spoiler about Orcon. So Orcon's like whole thing is he has this orrery and he can predict the future, and all the Necrons are. I mean, they would if they could crap their pants, which unfortunately they cannot, as they are Necrons and robots, they would over the fact that he can see the future, and he really plays on that. All the yes, I can see. I've planned out all your moves in advance. So everyone's scared to get on the wrong side of Oracan because they all assume that he's like planned for what they're going to do 18 steps in advance because he can see the future. The secret is, though, is he's not actually all that great at seeing the future. He can sort of see the future, but he can time travel. So if he goes and through something and he predicts something's going to happen and then it doesn't happen, he just goes back in time and makes it happen. Yep. So he's like the most bullshit prognosticator, like in anything, and it's brilliant. So
okay. I like it.
And so it's like that's his whole deal. And there's going to be a book coming out in 2 weeks. That's all.
I think they announced it. It goes on pre-order this Saturday.
I think it comes out the 10th, and it's all about Trazyn, who I think you're going to talk about next, and Oricon being all not liking each other.
I've got one Necron that is my favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Do you want to go?
Is it Zendrak?
I was going to talk about Zendrak. He's my favorite. I just read a story about him. You can talk about Zendrak. It's fine. I don't care.
You probably know more about him.
You can talk about Vargard O'Byron.
Yes.
Vargard O'Byron Martell.
Talk about Zendrak.
Were you done with the Diviner?
I'm done.
Y'all can tag team Zendrak.
Yeah, I'll lay the groundwork. You bring it home.
Yeah, and then I'll finish with Trazyn.
Okay, fine.
So
Trazyn the Raise.
Sorry. Why I like this guy is because he is crazy. He's a crazy robot that's not like a destroyer or a played one yet. He still thinks he's human. And all the Necrons are Necrotier.
Yes.
Which were just space.
They're basically people. Yes.
It's Stargate Egyptians. So he still thinks he's human or Necrotier and interacts with everyone and just can't fathom anything else. But it's their nobles and all the upstarts are trying to take over their holdings and their lineage and whatnot. So that's my favorite right there, just because he's crazy, but not the craziest he can be. Or is he more crazy?
He is an amazing level of crazy. So I actually, in preparation for this, I'm going to see I forgot who wrote it. Oh no, I was so excited. So there is a short story called Severed, and it is by, I want to find out who it's by, Nate Crowley, and it is one of the coolest 40K short stories ever. It was in like the novella series that they released last year, I think. Whereas like there's 12 different novellas.
I'm excited for this year's.
And it's short, and it's all about Zendrak and how he just doesn't like he came out of biotransference, refuses to accept the fact that he's a robot. Just thinks he's person. He has these feasts after every battle. Like they talk about how he beats the shit out of this Imperium army because he's super, super smart. He's like this brilliant genius tactician of like Creed level genius. Beats this thing, and then he captures.
The phone's wide open.
Right. And he captures the Imperial governor of this world, and he has this feast with him, and it's all from the perspective of Oberon, his like bodyguard, who's watching this guy, and it's all of these angry Necron lords that hate the fact that they're forced to attend these stupid feasts where they're pretending to eat food and drink wine, even though none of them can do that, and there's no food or wine out, and it's just this poor Imperial governor watching a bunch of spoopy skeletons talking in a language he doesn't understand and looking very threatening, and he has no idea what's going on. And Zendrak's like, "Come, good friend, tell us the story of the battle, blah, 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 blah," and he has no idea. And it's so good. He's so weird.
Do you own this? I would like to read it.
Well, I have it on I got it on the digitals. Because the digitals. I could send you. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
I have a data slate.
Yeah, you have a data slate. We could do this. And so much of it's from Oberon's perspective and how he's so sick of hearing all these goddamn anecdotes that Zendrak is constantly. And he talks about he's like eternally patient and he's been alive for literally millions of years and he is still tired of hearing all these anecdotes. It's so good. And it's like a buddy story because like Oberon really cares about Zendrak even though he annoys the shit out of him and he tries to keep him alive and Imatech pops up.
So it's a lethal weapon.
Very much. Because Imatech shows up at one point to tell him to do things and he like humors the fact that Zendrak is crazy just because he always gets shit done. Yeah, it's like, we keep winning.
And just Zendrak is saying, Obi, I'm too tired. I'm too old for this shit.
No, Xandrak's the crazy one. Yeah. Oberon's too old for this shit.
I thought Oberon...
Xandrak is the old one, but he's also the crazy one, so he has to be the Riggs.
Oh, so he's... Okay, that makes sense. I was just thinking...
Oberon's got to be the...
He's the bodyguard younger
Oberon's the weary, like, I can't believe I have to do this.
So who's Joe Pesci? Leo Getz, sorry.
Leo Getz.
Do you clown to you?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just a cryptech.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a good cryptech.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Pesci has...
Whatever you want. Leo Getz, get it?
Yes.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump in real quick with Trazyn the Infinite, who is what? So
is number one Necron.
two of my
Number one.
favorite characters in the Warhammer universe are, like, in my mind, the two comic book guys, Trazyn and Malkador. Both of them, they hunt for their cool stuff and they keep it on display. For Malkador, read the Lightning Tower when you get to I don't remember which, if it's
That
Dorn,
was one of the early ones.
if it's Dorn or Ammon, I can't remember who it is, goes to Malkador's house and gets to see all the stuff, like the Mona Lisa's in stasis in his house, all sorts of stuff. But Trazyn is more of an adventurous American picker type. Travels throughout the universe, looking for cool stuff. He is the leader, or he's not the leader. He's a high-ranking member of the Nihilach dynasty, which is that if you know the Necrons with the teal and that brassy color that has been the standard scheme for a long time. That's where he's from, but he is also a fan of just going out on his own because he has his own agenda. He is, but what's also funny, he's like, ugh, I gotta go out. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
gotta
wants
go
to
out
he
here.
wants to just curate his
Yeah.
museum.
Stuff.
He doesn't want to. He can't like prime in what
We
he
talked
wants.
about him a little bit in the Psychic Awakening.
Yes.
Or not the Psychic Awakening, the Fall of Cadia.
Yeah, Fall of
Yeah.
Cadia. Yes, because he worked on trying to turn on the pylons.
Yeah, and he's like, what's this in my pocket? Space Marines!
Yeah. So, but like he also, one of the big fun things about him though is he's very known for sending just lich card regular old Necron warriors that look like him out to try to find something. So you have many characters throughout the 40K universe that have been like, we got him.
Is that where the Infinite moniker comes from?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so, but like, for example, things we can, some of Trazyn's, greatest hits, he has tried twice and is still trying to get the Spear of Vulcan from Vulcan Heston. He hasn't gotten it, and he's gotten his ass kicked a couple times for it, but he's still working on it. He was just looking for, picking up something nice and new. He hooked up with the Emperor's Children and went to Eidolon and was like, hey, what do you got? And so they set up a trade for some, because I'll cover in a second, but Trazyn has some Emperor's Children gene seed just in his pocket. And so Eidolon sends Fabius Vile and a few others to go trade with him. But it's like Fabius hands Trazyn the note, and Trazyn opens it. It's like, Fabius is the deal. You get to keep him. Because Trazyn's like, oh, he would look awesome in my collection.
That's some Hamlet level shit right
yes,
there.
yes.
That
But
awesome.
but Fabulous Bill, being who he is, gets out.
Rosencrantz and Fabius.
Now we're gonna tell how he gets out of it, right? 'Cause that's the coolest part.
Go for it. Because I've just got notes. You go do it.
Did you not have the collection? Weren't you gonna hit his?
I'm gonna
collection?
get to like the best of the best and what's in his place.
How's that not the best? He's got a freaking
Yeah,
Primarch.
I know.
He's got Clone Grim.
Spoilers. Jeez.
You just
Yes. But no. But just going through some of his best hits. 13th Black Crusade. We've got the pylons on Cadia that he's trying to power up because he has really nothing to gain by Abaddon winning.
well, and in the story, he literally is like, I wonder if being a hero is cool.
Yeah,
I'll try that
yeah.
for a while. And then he's like, nah.
Yeah.
Will this make me a good guy?
And that's where he
It wasn't actually all that great.
and that's where he gets to hang out with Belisarius Cawl.
Yes.
But I do like this isn't gonna work. But to visit Trazyn's lair, HQ, Necron Cave, you find many things. You find
Space Smithsonian.
first of all, he has like a museum area where he has they're called the prismatic galleries, where he has big moments in the history of the universe, like frozen and always playing, kind of like a movie theater. He's got a Craft World High Council, like always on repeat. He has a warband of orcs attacking a Tyranid-looking Xenos species. They're blue shells. And then he's got all these the greatest hits of the Battle of Calth. Once the Battle of Calth went underground after the Word Bearers opened up the Ruin Storm, he's got all these scenes that just play out in different places. And then the big thing though is the items that he has collected. And I have at least some of the items here, so we can just go through real quick. First of all, and this might come into where you're talking about how many Satan shards are there. He has a Satan shard hanging out in the basement, which he calls the source of his power and his fate. That's his crown jewel. He has a Satan.
Isn't that powering his planet? Isn't that powering
yeah,
everything?
That's what powers everything. But that could be the fourth one you were talking about. the preserved head of Sebastian Thor, if you're a fan of the Ecclesiarchy.
Like you do.
Yeah. He has the ossified husk of an enslaver,
Nice.
which you would, when you start reading about the War of Heaven, you need the big space beast.
The aftermath of,
Yes.
of War Heaven.
A giant man wearing power armor, Baroque power armor. We don't know who he is. A lot of people think Thunder Warrior, which would be really cool. Brother Castiel of the Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. Yeah. When he was in the Death Watch, when he went over and worked with the Death Watch. And so what I also like is his face is frozen in a moment of fear. So it's like UC Trade's like, oh, awesome. He's freaked out. Let's go.
Just hold that
Got it.
pose and bah.
He's got in his collection the Karnak World Spirit Shrine, which is the basically epicenter power of a Eldar Exodite world. Like the thing that gets it going is
With the Infinity Circuit for
yeah.
And presumably they don't have it anymore.
No, I don't think. Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of Catachan regiments.
Can we talk about the story of why he has a bunch of Catachan regiments?
Go for it.
So this Inquisitor is going after him because he's the biggest troll in the Imperial.
Yes, I was going to bring this one up.
And this Inquisitor comes in with a bunch of Catachan regiments and just run roughshod and whatever. He fights them off and everything starts coming to life and they have to flee. And this Inquisitor runs off and then gets a note from Trazen later where he's like, I am so sorry that I wasn't able to show you around my museum properly. And I'm amazed that in the short time you were there, you noticed that my exhibit of the Battle of whatever the fuck was short on a number of Catachan regiments. And you brought 5 regiments for me to pick from. That was incredibly generous of you. And in exchange, I want to give you this cool, what is it?
Tesseract
Labyrinth. And it's like, don't worry, some people get trapped in there forever, but I'm sure you're smart enough to figure
Which
it out.
is also funny because then in his display, like there's notes where he writes like, well, I've got the display now. They're not necessarily the right uniform.
Yeah,
it's like that's like actually a later uniform than what should be historically accurate. But I'll deal
It's
with
like
it.
any historical miniature I've painted. It's
Yeah.
like, that badge is supposed to be
Yep.
that color.
Close, I'll get to it later.
But yeah, he also has, and this was fun. He has a temporal device that contains a Tyranid invasion inside of it. So it's the Tyranid invasion of Voros, which I didn't get into and try to look up. But he but it's apparently he started it. Like it was a biomass. Hey guys, come over here, check this out, and then he captured it. So
it actually bites him in the ass later on.
Yeah. And then we've got some Horus Heresy Ultramarines because those are fun.
From
Everyone has Ultramarines.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the Battle of Cal museum display exhibit.
We have some Vostroyan regiments.
Well, it's just like everyone that's played 40k for long enough has a few Ultramarines.
Yeah.
Trade's just the same.
Yeah,
guy.
he's got a couple.
He started playing back in first edition.
He's got a couple tax
He
squads.
picked up a unit or two.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's got a couple tax
everyone's
squads
gonna dabble in
with
Ultramarines.
like a Melta and a rocket launcher.
Rogue Trader era.
Yeah. He has some Vostroyans. He has some Salamanders. Why not? He has a Custodes. There's a Custodes hanging out in stasis. He has for a while he had Inquisitor Greyfax.
Right, she got out.
She got out, and that was 8th, right? Whenever they brought her back.
Was the whole. She was in the
During the
Triumvirate.
Cybergate.
Yes, the Triumvirate. Yes.
No, not technically.
No, it was
Gathering Storm.
Yes, Gathering Storm. So yeah, and she's cool. Read about her. She's cool. And he has a 12-foot tall Krork. And what is a Krork but the orcs of before?
A protork, if you will.
Yes, the creepy giant or like bigger than the Olin orcs. If you've read much about Olinor, where the orcs were bigger than or the freaking beast arises.
Super hefty orcs.
Yeah, but he's wearing power armor that's far more fancy than Astartes armor. He has a troop of Harlequins because everyone needs some entertainment. You know, everyone needs a little showtime.
Everyone picked up a box of those, too, to be fair.
It's not HBO, it's Harlequins.
Cool.
And then, of course, one of my favorites, a damaged but functional webway portal. Because you know, he's got to get where he wants to go.
I think we also talked, 10th edition.
10th edition.
40K,
he has a Battlefleet Gothic, the new edition of that.
Yeah.
Remastered resculpts of the squats.
Yes, he's got a bunch of boxes.
And
the 11th Legion.
And then of course one of the best, a perfect clone of the Primarch Fulgrim.
Yes, that's not a thing that we're joking. I think he also Duncan frozen in mid, in between coats.
Yes, Duncan. He actually has that.
Yes, Duncan's third thin coat.
Oh yes, he has. Yes, he has the second. He actually has each display is a coat.
Coat.
Yeah. And from what I understand, also he's got that Forge World Warhammer Old World game. You know, so that's coming. He has a stasis field just full of square bases. It's just square bases.
He has the old
everywhere.
world right before they blew it up.
I saw a rumor that they were actually going to use hexagons.
It's actually
Octagons.
they're
Let's
spherical.
go all out.
You put them in there and you just roll it across the table.
Trapezoids.
So anyway, we've talked Necrons. We're gonna refill,
Yeah.
and so you folks can refill, and then when we come back, it's gonna get even less important.
Yes. If anything we've talked about is important, we regret it, and tomorrow is or next.
We talked
tomorrow
about
is-
Eddie Fiore.
Up next,
We did talk. We talked about Kindred the. I love everything about that happened.
Yes.
I am.
But next, we're gonna talk about the cryptically titled "What's in the Stereo."
It's good.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna talk. Yes, we're gonna ascribe We're gonna ascribe our pop culture to the Space Marines, because why wouldn't you? When you have a Twitch show.
Right.
So we'll be back.
Oh, I gotta get a Manhattan.
You gotta
Notes.
Get your notes.
Got my notes.
Cool. We're back with notes.
Aye, with notes.
All right. This next little bit we've been talking about since the very beginning of this.
And it's a very important topic.
It is
so
incredibly.
you guys be ready.
Like this is some serious lore deep dive.
Deep dive
This
and
is-
introspective.
Heart of Warhammered right here.
The soul.
Yeah. So what we've done is we have taken 18 Space Marine Legions and decided for ourselves what they like to listen to,
Yes.
or what bands in music of our world, not 40,000 years from now.
What jives with
Yeah,
them.
what will really get them going? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around and I don't know about you, I've got mine in like the Legion order.
I put mine in Legion.
Okay, cool. So
Oh, shit.
so we'll go around and we'll
That would have been real smart. Why didn't anyone tell me to do
What we'll
that?
do is we're gonna start.
I sent you my list earlier. It
We'll
was
go-
in Legion order. You're like, yeah, that's a
Okay,
great
well,
idea.
I'll
All right.
follow
So
one.
yeah,
I'll go last.
We'll go around. Cool. And we will, and we'll just give a quick. Yeah, we think they listen to this band, and maybe like here's a quick reason why, or I just thought it sounded cool. Sure. So
I've got reasons. I've got thoughts.
yeah. So let's start now, and maybe this will like help build a playlist
Yeah.
for some folks.
You
You
cho-
know?
oh, if we would have been smart, we would have built a playlist.
Yeah, well, because I
Had
think
it
this
on
is
the
pretty.
thing.
I think this is pretty like it's gonna be diverse because Matt's is very metal. Mine's a real 70s and 80s.
Mine's got bands in it.
Walter's is bands. Walter's got. They're probably got. You probably got
Yes.
some. You're probably gonna be one of our deep diver, like a little more obscure.
Well, like
With some
Because-
indie
I
stuff.
tried to avoid
Yeah.
going too
Because
far.
because most of what I listen to is real. Anything like newer is pretty chill, and I just felt like giving my band, my Legion, something.
There's
a
nothing
little
wrong with
more-
that.
little
Talk about
bigger.
what you like.
All right, so let's start with the first Legion, the Dark Angels.
Yes.
Now, the Dark Angels. Are they?
Are we gonna do like you say your Dark Angels are? Are we
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
way
yeah,
smarter.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Love it.
The Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Are they loyal? Are they traitors? Who are they? And maybe as Lionel Johnson, when he returned to Caliban and was attacked and went, oh, that sucks. Maybe he then said, we won't be fooled again. I gave the Dark Angels the Who.
The Who. All right, I
Because
can dig
who
that.
are you?
All right.
Who?
Yeah,
What
Matt.
you got?
So mine for the first among equals, I gave Black Sabbath the first among
Okay.
equals.
Oh.
in metal.
Okay. Okay.
I was thinking Dark Angels. They're a little dark,
Uh-huh.
but they're kind of poppy dark.
Sure.
They really like that Billie Eilish fella. I'm really thinking Dark Angels are into that. So,
They're
yeah.
the-
Are they the bad guy, but not really?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
William
Sure.
Eyelash.
They
Yep.
have-
William Eyelash. I'm also
they have no time to die.
Yes.
All right.
You should
So-
see them in a crown.
Oh,
So.
you better believe it. All right, ready. So, moving on
Great.
to Perfection, the Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
Self-indulgent. Morrissey.
Oh yeah.
They
That's,
listen-
I,
Why wouldn't they listen
I
to Morrissey?
feel that. I feel that in my heart.
I have been sitting on that for weeks.
I'm so
I
excited
have
that you
been
did
waiting for weeks
Okay.
to do. They
Uh,
listen to more.
that. They
I
absolutely.
had a theory that before the fall they listened to the Smiths, but then I was listening to Smiths. I'm like, no, they're still working class. We've got Johnny Marr. This is full on Morrissey.
I respect that
Okay.
a lot.
Emperor's Children, I went with, really, I couldn't narrow it down to one, so just any 80s glam.
Hey, yeah.
Motley
there's a lot of
Crue,
choice.
Poison,
Those bands I don't like.
I went with I think they're really big Sex Pistols.
Oh
A
shit!
lot of drugs, a lot of things,
Yeah.
and like Sid Vicious, Fulcrum kind of killed his girlfriend, Paris Menace. So there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Gonna keep that
Good
real.
old, good old Nancy man.
Way to bring it down.
Listen,
All right.
I'm gonna talk about
So-
Sid and Nancy.
Moving on to the Iron Warriors.
You're right. Where do I go?
Cold Feelings of the Night, Born to Lose, I'm gonna break that ball and chain. Social Distortion
Oh,
is my Iron Warriors.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
poor Rabo. I feel
thought-
it. I feel it. There are times when I'm like, you're a child, but
No.
as they've developed it more, it's like, oh, you don't like what's going on, and it sucks for you.
I
Like,
stayed on the You're a Child, but
Yeah.
I went industrial metal with mine and had to go with
that makes a lot of sense.
Rammstein.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I felt that's a
Yeah.
pretty solid one.
Sure.
Lost. I decided it's full on. Like after the Emperor yells at him, or like everyone tells him he sucks,
Yeah.
he goes to his room, puts on the headphones, listens to Elliott Smith.
Oh,
That is
why
100%
would
a
you?
Perturabo move. I
Elliott
feel.
Smith. That's a good one.
That's his thing. It's real. He just likes to be sad.
That's a good one. Okay, so the White Scars.
White Scars, right?
My Legion of choice, the Legion that has my heart. I mean, I like some other ones. I love the White Scars. I gave them the band that takes you on adventure, that's unpredictable, innovative. Rush.
Okay.
All
I
right.
gave the White Scars.
Okay.
You think
my
the cons of
beloved
Pinball Hero?
my beloved Rush and my
Pinball
beloved
Wizard.
White Scars.
Pinball Wizard, yes.
So the
Pinball
Tom
Wait,
Sawyer.
no,
Sawyer.
that was
That's
a
the
Who.
Who.
God damn it.
Man.
It's a YYZ.
No.
I'm not a big Rush guy.
YYZ, sure. 2112, Cygnus X. That all.
There you
yes.
go. You know a lot more about Rush
Yes.
than I do.
I'll get on my motorbike, my speeder, and listen to Rush.
I also chose the Who, not the Who, but the Who.
Yeah.
It's a Mongolian metal band called the Who. HU.
Yeah.
A little too on the nose, but it fits.
It fits
Sure.
so well, and I admit, I absolutely thought of saying the Who because it was. I mean, come on, it was like right there.
It was very on the nose.
It was right there. But then I decided, what do I think of when I think of like motorcycles? What do I want playing in the background? Dick Dale and the Deltas.
Oh,
I want all surf rock. All surf rock on
That's really
motorcycles,
good.
right? A little miserly.
Yeah. Or like, the Comanches.
Yeah.
It's dead, baby.
Yeah,
It's
it's right. So anyway,
Oh, well
that was
done. Points for Dick Dale. All right. So moving on to the Space Wolves. The Space Wolves. This was one I kind of, because I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to give them Bjork. I don't know much of the Scandinavian Viking rock.
I can introduce you to quite a few.
I wonder if we have the same one.
I gave them the Clash.
Okay.
Because I gave him a little bit of anger. I gave him a little, Lehman Russ on Terra. I should stay, but if I go up there, I can find. There's trouble. There's trouble room, but if I go up there, it could be awesome.
Oh, if he stays,
yeah.
it could be.
And I also
goes,
just
it will be
imagine there
double.
might be a dreadnought out there named Rudy that can't fail.
I really want to know about Lehman Russ's reggae days.
I feel like that could have happened because it's just cross that culture gap. I feel like that Logan Grimnar could rock. He could hang out with Joe Strummer.
Yeah, right on. Okay.
So,
okay.
right.
I can take it.
Again, really on the nose. Kind of go with any Viking metal band. I picked them on a mark.
A Monomart! That's what I picked. Right on, sir. Bam.
I mean, it's. If I were to paint Space Wolves, I'm going to throw on Twilight of the Thunder Gods and just go one to finish.
I would like to say, though, I had a backup, though, also. I think they listen to a Monomarth, but I think sometimes, when they're on their lonesome, Bjorn in his Dreadnought where no one can hear, Ace of Base. likes that Swedish Ace of Base.
Wow.
He saw the sign. It opened up his eyes.
Space
Tier would
Wolves.
be another good choice. Tier for
The other last one I had was Abba.
I think
like Abba's a guilty pleasure for the Space
before
Wolves.
I started
That is
trying
guilty
to
pleasure for
narrow.
everybody.
Before I started trying to narrow these bands into like things I actively listen to, I had Ronnie James.
I will point out.
Yeah.
I
that was the thing. I was
I
like,
have
yes,
no-
these are close to me that I listen. I had a Ronnie James Dio down for the Space Wolves. I thought that would work.
Yeah.
That's also kind of why I had them for my Dark Angels, because you've got Ozzy
Sure.
and Dio,
Yeah.
lead singers of Black Sabbath.
And
you
they-
got the
they hate
loyalty
each
and the
other.
traitors.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they hate each other.
And then so now we move on to the Imperial Fists.
Imperial Fists.
Another one of my favorites. They're the stalwart, the wall. Soundgarden.
I'm excited about this one.
I went Soundgarden.
Okay.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't like Soundgarden, but I like it.
I get where you're coming from.
I like Soundgarden.
I'm real proud of this one, but please go on.
I went
I'm gonna make
power
Robert
metal.
happy. Right.
And they're kind of into the self punishment thing. So
Yes.
and I picked Iron Maiden.
Hey, that's
Iron
appropriate,
Maiden,
right?
Yeah.
Getting a torture device.
Yeah.
So
Run for the hills.
I was real proud of this, and I will admit how much of this choice I was like, Robert's gonna like this, and it makes me happy. So I chose Belle and Sebastian because they are the sad bastard group, and I thought of that scene from High Fidelity.
Yeah.
And it's like listening to your sad bastard music, and that just epitomizes the iron.
Yep.
The
Okay.
for me.
I'll give you extra points for that.
I was
All
trying
right.
to claim those points.
So
Are we keeping score? Do I win?
we're keeping score, and yeah, sure. The Night
The audience
Lords.
should keep score.
All
Keep
right.
score. Who's
The
getting
Night
score?
Lords.
Who's got the better playlist?
Yes.
Now, the Night Lords, they have some dark feelings, acts. They're a little moody,
Night Lord of Moody?
but at night when they're going to sleep, what do they listen to? Joy Division,
Yeah.
The Unknown Pleasures, Love Will Tell Us,
Will
Tear
tear
Us
us right apart.
Sevatar, and Sigismund. There could have been a bromance,
Okay.
but I just don't think there were too many chains and swords hitting each other.
Okay.
Continue.
So for the Night Lords, I went black metal.
Makes sense.
I chose Demon War Gear or Cradle of Filth. You can kind of go either of those two.
Oh, okay.
I was
Until I found the filth.
so close to choosing Cradle of Filth. I didn't
Really?
because I'm not a Cradle of Filth fan at the end of the day, so I couldn't put it on the list.
Okay.
Because I'm not a big Cradle of Filth
Cradle
guy.
of Filth's got an album and then a few songs here and there.
Sure.
So
they're
Demon
just,
War Gear, I
they're
like
not me.
more.
Right. Sisters of Mercy.
Okay.
So a little my corrosion.
This is one of those things where
How I
it
feel
shows
about
just how many bands I don't know. In like once you start getting real heavy, I know Cradle of Filth because of the IT crowd.
Yes.
Because you
Really,
know the
dude?
filth.
There's this whole thing about how he's got Cradle of Filth really got me through dark times in my life. And he's trying to like
It's
give
Noel
it to a person.
Noel from the Mighty Bush. Yeah.
It's so good.
I need to see that.
It's a real good episode.
Oh, that's priority.
IT
You
crowd.
need to watch IT Crowd.
Where can I watch it?
It's on
Netflix.
I'll be
It was originally on the Beeb.
Yeah, it's a British show. Matt Berry, just it's great.
all right.
Um,
Come on.
so now we're on to the Blood Angels.
Bloody
Now this was one that I was very proud of.
Ooh.
I think Walter he'll understand.
Uh-huh.
The Damned,
Oh.
because their fucking guitar player has vampire teeth,
Right.
and also I like the Damned. Like I don't get real thrashy with my punk rock. I like a little bit more melodic
I do
stuff,
love a little
but I
thrashy with my punk
do
rock.
like the Damned, and that
I'm
is
glad you did.
that is the Blood Angels band. I feel I had a different one I had Dead Kennedys for a while.
Oh, okay.
But my problem was, if I looked at my Spotify, Dead Kennedys is way
I
off somewhere,
I-
and the Damned is right there.
I could not find a good Dead Kennedys. I tried so hard to justify.
I had them
why
in a
wanted
couple
to give
places.
Dead Kennedys.
I had them a couple
I
places
couldn't do
just
it.
because I don't go. I just don't listen to much metal.
Dead
so.
Kennedys are my. Well,
Yeah. All right.
My Blood
Blood
Angels
Angels.
list was Typo Negative.
I know who they are. That's fantastic.
I mean, again, Vampire Teeth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Songs about
And
vampires.
Word.
And
But-
just like if Peter Steele was blonde, R.I.P. Peter Steele,
Okay.
was blonde, he would be a shoo-in for Sanguinius.
Yes.
All right. That
You
works.
know?
That works.
So that was one, and it's October, and October Rust is a great album. Everyone listen to it.
So I had a hard time with Blood Angels because I wanted to be like Concrete Blonde for the vampire song, but I'm like, nah, this is really their one song. And then I was like, Bauhaus, Bela Lugosi's dead, and I'm like, I gotta
Sure.
get off this vampire shit. And then I thought, really, who do I see as Sanguinius? Thin White Duke Bowie. That's
hell
my
yeah.
Sanguinius
I could
right
not-
there.
Bowie was like my Malcador alt at one point.
Who's the Emperor if not Bowie?
Well, that makes sense.
That's a good question.
That
Now,
makes sense.
right on.
So my
He
other,
could be both.
and I actually
I
I was racking my brain today when I was making the list because I knew that I had a Bloody Angels, and it finally came back. My Bloody Valentine was originally going to be
right,
my Bloody
that
Angels
makes sense.
because it's the shoegaze emo.
Yes.
It works.
If we did bad or like bands I don't care for, that
Oh,
would be
okay.
Sure.
All
I
right.
love myself some shoegaze. Don't
So-
be talking about
So Iron Hands.
it. Hands.
I feel like they've always gotten a raw deal in the lore. I think it could be pretty cool. And this is where I first hit I don't know why, but it works for me personally. But I gave the Iron Hands the Pixies.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
seriously,
All right, okay.
I seriously don't know why, but I was listening. I had music on today, and I was like, and Iron Hands was one of the few legions I hadn't picked. And Debaser came on, and like Here Comes Your Man, and I was like,
Okay.
Ferris Manus. I feel like he was one of those he was like one of the good guys that really
Yeah.
got just raffle stopped him. So
Poor guy.
you know, and I'm a
R.I.P.
I fall
Ferris Manus.
I fall on the side. I'm on I'm Team Kim Deal, not necessarily Team Black Francis.
Huh.
So I went Pixies for Iron Hands.
I can take it.
Just also because I would like more people listening.
You just really want
Like,
to get.
it's like
we're
I'm
gonna
paying-
force the Pixies.
I'm
in
gonna pay
somewhere.
something. I should listen to them. Cool.
The Pixies were gonna happen. I can
Okay.
I can respect that.
For Iron Warriors,
Iron
Iron
Hands.
Hands.
I went back to the industrial scene and I went to the band that got me into heavy metal, Fear Factory.
Well, I've actually heard of them.
You know,
There you
been
go.
around for a while, but like they, it's Soul of a New Machine
Yeah.
is kind of what led me there, and then
I'm also living a little bit of my late night talk show host dream.
Oh, right,
That's
nice.
my
There you go.
favorite.
You got lists.
I do.
You
So
get your
I was
coffee cup,
thinking-
If I had-
knows what?
If I no, I have booze.
That's even
If
better.
I'm like I'm going to Craig Ferguson, you know,
So I was thinking
Graham Norton.
they were going to be a little more techno-y, a little
Okay.
more electronica because of their whole thing. Daft Punk. Harder,
Oh.
better, faster,
Yeah,
stronger.
sure.
That's what
Okay.
they want to be. That's the
That's it,
dream.
that's
That
it,
is the
that's it.
Iron
Yeah.
Hands dream.
My Iron Hands alternate was Radiohead, but I was trying to find something a little more lofty for Radiohead.
Oh, okay,
I-
fair enough.
And so
kept
Radiohead actually is not on the list. I saved the Radiohead for the Mechanicum, actually.
Right. I mean, if Mechanicum, I would
Yeah.
put Fear Factory to
Arch-
Mechanicum and come with something else.
Arch
stronger.
Magos,
Yeah.
it's like 001, throw on in rainbows. Kid A.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. The World Eaters.
World Eaters, all right.
They caused some trouble. They went different places. I went with the punk band. That was one of the few. One of the first that got me in trouble with my folks.
Oh.
I was Bad Religion.
Yeah, right on.
21st century digital boy. I don't know what I do, but I have a lot of toys. But like, I was like, they preached the word. Like that was one of those bands that I was like, oh, that's something new.
I like it.
So Bad Religion for World Eaters. Word bearers.
Word bearers, right.
Oh,
Wait, no, we're not Word Bearers. We're
No,
World Eaters, you said.
Oh no, I have World Eaters. Bad Religion.
World
Yeah.
Eaters,
It was,
okay.
yeah, because I wanted to fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for World Eaters, I chose Pantera because I mean, vulgar is play of power. Just how do you? Come on now.
Oh,
Come on now.
Side story.
Ooh.
I have held
Guitar.
and played one of Dimebag Darrell's guitars.
You know how jealous I am right now?
Yeah.
A lot.
I worked at a guitar shop in Dallas, and we had 3 of the dinghies, the Dean dinghy that he had signed, one of them that he had played, and I was working on a sale one day, and I pulled all 3 of them out, and I got one and plugged it in to demo, and it was one of the guys like, oh, that's the one you played, so be careful. So,
Look at you.
All right.
yeah, we had the one with the
Are we
blue
fancy?
lightning. We had the one with the. Sorry, everybody. We had the one with the Confederate flag. We had the blue lightning one. And we had the skull one that he was famous for carrying. The blue lightning one was the one he played. Though.
Man,
big famous
Pantera is like the one band I'll regret that I'll never be able to see live. And here you go. But sorry, yes.
Oh, do it. You do it, man.
I remiss. Like
all
I've seen
good.
like my list of like bands I got to see. Typo Negative being the one that I'll never see live, and Pantera's there.
There's a dent in the Stanley Cup trophy because of them.
I did not know
When the
that.
Dallas Stars won the Stanley Cup, they took it to Daryl's house, because they're all from Dallas.
Okay.
They took it to Daryl's house. Darian Hatcher, number 2, center for the Stars, threw it in the pool, and it went all the way to the bottom.
Ha.
And it wasn't supposed to do that.
So you can see now, people from home, how secretly we really want to just have a show where we can tell a bunch of band stories and talk about bands we like. But that, we didn't have really
All right.
the thing for it.
So
An
you're
insufferable one.
World
We wanted to do that.
Eaters.
World Eaters. I went, and maybe you'll appreciate this. I don't know. I'm not a big metal guy, but in this moment, I chose. Internalize this. So angry, shouty. All their videos look like chaos.
You said metal, and then you followed it up with.
That's the loudest I get. All right. Have you seen the rest of the things on my band? Ace of Base is on there, for God's sakes. Let's be honest about like.
I kept my taste is very eclectic, but I kept it all within metal.
Anything louder than punk is metal. That's what's in there. Anything more. That's the world.
Oh.
Everything. And shut up.
Somewhere, like that's Matt's face. Somewhere, Rob Baker is just like, God.
Yeah, whatever.
I
That
don't
guy
know
can
what to
deal.
do.
Tell me the next
Yeah.
one.
All right. Ultramarines. Okay.
Right, do it.
So I dig the Ultramarines because of those Cal novels.
Sure.
I give the Ultramarines a special place. They've been around. They're favored. They're accessible. Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
It's my Ultramarines
Sure.
band because
Okay.
there's a lofty place for the Ultramarines.
Everyone knows
They
Stairway.
have their shit together. And Led Zeppelin.
I went back to power metal, and I just chose something that because I see Ultramarines just they're my legion, by the way. Like I
Sure,
got a
sure.
huge Ultramarine army.
You're gonna be real sad about my choice. But bring it
I
on.
know. It's gonna make fun of them.
It's gonna be
a
little bit.
I just see them, just something that they can kind of see as they're marching to war, and I picked Man of War.
Yeah, right on. Oh, okay. So I went with you said accessible. I would say ubiquitous. So I went with a little T-Swift. So yeah, that is. To be fair, it's like whatever is like the most popular.
Oh.
Bobby G is like, I gotta download this Folklore album.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real good. Yeah, that's what he's doing right now.
Yes. That's
So-
fine. Okay, that's fine. To each his own. Taylor Swift.
Also, I will admit, we did talk about how all of these are bands that are on the rotation. I have no shame. Me and T-Swift are like this. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
don't be hating.
So,
You son of a bitch.
all right. Palette cleanser.
Oh, it's so pleased that
Palette cleanser. I put because I feel really good about this next one. The Death Guard. The
Okay.
Death Poetry Guard.
Death Poetry Guard.
I gave this one to the Grand Lich, to the Undying, to the Tom Waits.
Oh, okay,
There it is.
sure, I can see that.
Because Tom Waits had to be in there.
Mortarian's voice could be Tom
He had
Waits,
to be
sure.
a Chaos Legion.
Right.
Tom Waits is dead. And I've gotten irritated with Mortarion in the last few novels.
That stands out in my choice.
But if you jump around, if you get back earlier, it's fly to the outside. It's drink with me.
Yeah.
Whatever, drinking the poison. I'm like, Tom Waits.
How would you mean?
Drink with me. Yeah. So,
mine's fairly on the nose. A couple options. I went to the Death Doom metal.
Sure.
I went with the band called Death.
So ripped out the job. Gets there.
I mean, classic metal. Like, just if you're into it and you don't know who Death is, go look at them. But it just kind of fits, like the
Right
way
there.
that the vocals are and the rest. Yeah, it just makes me think Death Guard.
I went back to sort of the whiny and sort of the thing, and I went with a little Nirvana.
oh, nice.
So,
I could not bring myself to put them on this list.
I
because
you
just don't
know,
like Nirvana
I
so much.
I know.
You don't like them either?
I don't, and that's why. Because I tried to put bands I like on here.
Did we just become best friends?
Because
I have a lot of middle school sentimentality
Angst?
for Nirvana.
I mean, he'll make fun of me because I'm probably a bit.
I will.
But I always like to talk about. I always like to talk about.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
We're not gonna get past Pearl Jam.
No, I know.
No.
I saw them. It was awesome.
I admit Nirvana's terrible, but I like them, and there's the thing.
Okay.
I take further than over Nirvana.
All right.
Not a huge fan.
So back to
God,
another
no.
palate cleanser. The Thousand Suns.
All right.
The Space Wizards. Pink Floyd.
Oh, that
Solid.
is better than my
If I
first.
had a microphone,
Oh,
I
It'd
would
be
drop it.
I want to just erase mine now and just say Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
fair
right.
enough. No, that's real good.
I
They
mean, yes.
even fought on the Dark Side of the Moon recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's just everything.
It's no.
So I actually had 3 considerations for them, and I'll just go with Dream Theater
Okay,
because there's just
that works.
they had
Sure.
some weird sounds.
I can.
Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
naturally, but I went with Nile to keep the metal theme going, and they're an Egyptian metal band.
Sure. That's apropos.
And they've got some just weird song titles. Like one of them was Ancient Papyrus containing the secret to protect he who is in water.
Oh, that's
It's like
that
part
is
of the names of the songs.
clearly a
it's just-
Thousand Suns
it's-
psyker power.
It's fantastic.
I went Talking Heads. I feel
Yeah,
I can
okay.
see him being
Okay.
being there, but
Yeah,
I
okay.
want to just write Pink Floyd, and I just feel
That
bad.
that crossed my mind
Oh,
for
so
Space
good.
Wolves because they burned down the house.
Burning.
So,
down.
They're
that
also
was
psycho
there.
killers.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
That was a thought, but I like that. I like
Okay.
that.
No, Pink Floyd's better. I
Somewhere-
appreciate that you're making me feel better.
That was the other thing. Somewhere
Going
I
to
was
the
thinking, I wanted to put Rasputin in here somewhere. As far as yeah. So the Sons of Horus.
Sons. Oh, I like my
All
Sons
right.
of Horus.
The Sons of
I'm pretty
Horus.
happy with mine.
I'm excited about
Sons
this.
of Horus. The thing for me about Sons of Horus is always the fact that if you look at it, if Horus came to me and said, "Follow me," I would say, "Okay."
Sure.
They don't. They have their ups and downs. Sons of Horus are the Rolling Stones.
Okay, I respect that.
They lead.
Okay.
Rolling
They
Stones.
lead.
I can say that.
Yes.
I can agree. All right.
Yeah. Abaddon is Keith. Keith Richards is Abaddon.
That's why Keith
You know?
cannot be killed by conventional
I
weapons.
mean, actually, I would say Keith is Horus and Abaddon is technically bigger, but yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
and or Keith could be Logan,
I can respect some
you know,
Stones.
but Falcon's Key Brace, some of those other, Ronnie Wood, they're all just
Okay.
weird. Okay,
All right.
so we're Sons
I-
of Horus.
I went with just it's the. I could have used Black Sabbath for them because again, just the
One.
classic original. I just went with somebody that I feel like embodies them, and I went with Guar.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
We're all like, of course, too gross for me, but fair enough.
Guar could have gone for just any of the Trader Legions, I suppose.
That's true.
So I went with the Luna Wolves, Sons of Horus,
The top
Black Legion. Just
Right.
yeah.
I went with similar route. Went with the Beatles.
Yeah.
So super popular, best known, bigger than Jesus.
Yeah.
Back half of their catalog way different than the first half of
Yeah,
their catalog,
sure,
right? So
sure,
there you
sure.
go.
All right.
That's my Beatles thing. So,
Hey, Horus,
don't be sad.
sad.
Take
Don't
a
kill
look.
your father.
Take the lectitio divinitatis.
That was rough. Nope,
Yeah.
too far.
All
Too
right.
far.
So again, all right. The dudes that got us into trouble in the first place, the word bearers.
Oh, I like my word bears. Tell me.
Yeah.
I went back to my grungy roots, and I went with something. I went with something pretty depressing. I went with something kind of just sludgy because they have a song called "Sludgy." I went with Alice in Chains.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I-
But it worked for me. It worked for me.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
If you're gonna start a problem, You can start it with
House
House
of Chains.
Yeah.
I went with Tool. We talked about it the other day.
Yeah, I was looking for a place I wanted to put them in. Actually,
And
I was gonna
just-
put a Perfect Circle in.
I don't ever want to put Tool in anywhere, but fair enough.
Just the word of Maynard, man.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to put Lucifer in some place. I thought Emperor's Children, but I don't listen to it enough. So.
Fair enough.
Speaking of Maynard,
I'm gonna come back to Alice in Chains because, like, as we were doing this, I was thinking of where I would put them. They might be a replacement.
my big one for Alice in Chains, they have a song called Would. Is that if I could, would you? Yeah, I would. It's like, yeah, and the down in a hole. Yeah, they've come to kill the rooster. You know. I don't. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a deep cut.
that's another reason why.
Jar of
Okay.
Flies.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're losing everyone in the thing right now.
Heaven Beside You.
I went.
All three viewers, thank you.
Yeah.
I went. Doors.
Oh.
Oh no! You know how much I can imagine? I wish I could just throw my shirt off right now. I wish I wasn't real pudgy.
Morrissey style.
No, but it would that scene of it would be Jim Morrison, except it's Erebus, and he's like, "Riders on the storm."
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the word bearers to me right there. That whole thing.
That's kind of the Buffalo Bob dance.
A little bit.
Buffalo Bill.
That's different.
Yeah.
But the snake was long. It was 1,000 miles. Whatever.
Right
you know,
on.
all the things. So anyway, doors. That's my word
Okay.
bearers.
Okay. Now.
Who's
we're-
next?
Okay, Raven Guard. No, it's not. Salamanders. Okay, this was my other one. I don't know why. I seriously don't know why. The Salamanders. I don't know why they listen to Modest Mouse, but they do.
I feel that you have a very similar idea to how the Salamanders should be that I do. Okay,
Because I really like them. Because Salamanders are like one of those legions. Are like they're actually really good people.
Yeah. No, when you hear
And
mine,
they, and they live in a weird place, and they do, and they, you know, and they work. They're working guys against working people. But I'm like, I was sitting there, and it never changed. Like I was like, that'd be funny. Salamanders listen to Modest Mouse, and it never changed.
Did Vulcan back his car into a cop car
Yeah.
the other
They were
day?
there before the ship even sank. That was actually there was a moment with that album that I thought about Iron Warriors.
All right.
But the Salamanders,
Yeah, no, it's
the
jolly.
Salamander, they float on.
Yes.
The ocean breathes salty
Okay.
where they are.
I originally had Dokken.
Okay.
They have the song "Into the Fire," which is really getting on the nose.
Right.
And I was having a difficult time. But as we were doing this, I was thinking Alice in Chains because of the rooster.
Sure.
Because you can't kill Vulcan.
You can that.
Right.
Oh, you know, I didn't even go that.
That makes
direction.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, the
Right on.
first tried and
Over
I mean,
and
he
over
succeeded,
and
but
over.
he just
over
didn't
and
succeed
over
at the
again.
same time.
Well, who on Isfahan? Who actually set off the explosion?
Which one?
The one that when Vulcan disappeared. Because there was it Orbital? Whenever they on Isfahan 5?
Yeah,
Yes,
5.
because 3 was the
3 was the main
Purging
guys.
the traitor legions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
then
then
5 was the
5
main-
was,
main
but there was
guys.
there's the explosion and Vulcan's gone.
and that's when he gets on the Night Lord ship.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I'm sure it was
Some
Legal.
asshole.
All I always like to say is if you're a fan of Salamanders, they're cool. I played them. I liked them.
They are my second favorite.
If you can push through some of the I don't know.
Real bad
Vulcan,
novellas.
I feel like Vulcan gets a really bad rap, but if you can get to the Siege of Terra and just keep the mysterious Vulcan,
Yeah.
I like it.
So I just, I really would like to read the next novella for the Siege of Terra book. It's about Magnus.
Oh, I know. I want to see all the
And
things.
I kind of saw somebody who posted a picture of the Dramatist Personae.
All right. So the Salamanders.
I went the same route you did. The gorillas. Feel good.
All right, yeah.
Feel good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just they're just. He
They just
seems
wanna be
so
happy.
He's
Yeah.
just a good. They're
Sure.
just doing their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They're enjoying themselves. So yeah.
They would know about Clint Eastwood.
I can
All right,
only bring
so-
Joker to my mind right now.
I don't even. I mean, the Raven Guard listens to The Cure. Why wouldn't
Did we all?
No, because I refused to put it because I wanted to.
I can't help it.
different.
I can't help it.
We
This is a
would.
chance for me to
No,
say.
I knew
This
you were.
is just a chance for me to say Disintegration is one of the greatest albums that's ever been made, and everyone should listen to it late at night.
By yourself with no one else around?
Or driving home. Yes, I will listen to that driving home. That's what I do. I love it.
And
We need to
today
talk
on
about that.
Robert, Matt, and Walter's obsessively self-interested musical podcast, here we are.
Sure, but I could
I get
see,
it.
I could see like,
I haven't really detected any bias from any of us.
No, I just think we really want to talk about bands we like.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's
like
part of it.
the idea of having a captive audience where I just get to talk about music I like is like my dream.
And like,
Captive audience
well, and
too.
like, but like you have the Raven.
Both of them are real interesting.
And you have
We appreciate
and you
it.
have what's his name?
This is just musical
What's his
wankery
name?
at this point.
Whiskey?
I love everything about
No, Raven Guard guy.
it. Strike?
Primarch.
Oh. Corvus.
Corvus
Corax.
Corax. That's why I do this, because it's like the Warhammered word.
I would have that sober.
Yeah.
I would have that like.
But I can
that.
see Corvus Corax. You know, he's in there. I'm alone with you. You know,
Sure.
he's writing love songs. He's
He just
he's
really hates
writing
Mondays.
prayers for rain.
He
Did
just
you
hates Mondays.
choose Cure as well?
I mean,
It's right there.
yeah.
Just own
Okay.
it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
No.
I mean, I did.
Listen.
That's the one that I went outside
That's
of metal
fine.
with.
That's fine.
I can
Hold
see
on. Can I guess yours?
I would love to see you try.
Andrew Jackson Jihad.
No, I wanted more than anything to put Andrew
Two
Jackson
episodes in
John
a row they've come up.
anywhere.
I've never heard of them.
God, they're
before.
so good.
Um.
One day I'll get anyone to listen
Okay,
to them.
so it's gonna be like super obscure.
It's not actually that obscure. It's modestly obscure. Oh, that's a good one, but no.
Okay, all right.
Death Cab for Cutie would have been good. No, I win. So the reason for this is, if I can get my hair right, Caven Shrike is Walter
Oh,
at
shit.
16, right? The emo-over and the whole thing, whatever. So what
Can I
the
see a picture
Raven...
of you at 16?
Oh my god, it's no, just no. So what
Who
the
has one?
Raven Guard...
You have
Actually, my senior picture is dead sexy. It's weirdly attractive. And if I do say so myself, I don't think most pictures of me look very good. I
I
have
mean-
this senior picture that's like, who's that guy? That guy's handsome.
I mean, do
So-
I want to see this? My wife
I don't
might
think
be
so.
watching.
You
That
will
guy
be
died a long time
uncomfortably
ago.
My
attracted
wife
to
is
me.
watching.
You'll be weird.
All
This guy is not that guy. So as the Raven Guard, Caven Shrike, a 16-year-old Walter, he listened to the Dresden Dolls, but he points out he listens to Amanda Palmer, but he listened to her when she was in the Dresden Dolls. That is a key part of the discussion.
So-
is any conversation about Amanda Palmer
I
has to
love-
bring up the fact that they saw Dresden Dolls when they were in concert before she was just Amanda Palmer.
Who's Amanda Palmer?
I love
I mean,
that.
other than
I love
from
that so much.
Dresden Dolls.
I love
So,
that so
Amanda
much.
Palmer is we're going to talk about Amanda Palmer now, people at home. First of all, she is an amazing musician who was in a band called the Dresden Dolls. But
Yeah,
now she
Coin
just does
Operated
things.
Boy, I get it. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, Coin Operated Boy. I
Yeah.
saw them in person. It was great.
What was it like to be in a crowd of two?
Shut up. There were people there. There were more than these people. But anyway, she's now gone on to do her solo career, which is dumb good. She's also married to Neil Gaiman, which makes it like my power nerd couple of anything. It is like they are.
Does her music reflect his writing? Like,
I mean, there's a reason they're married. They
Okay,
are in
okay,
the same.
okay,
Oh, her
alright,
stuff is so good. But she writes a bunch of really like some dark songs, and she writes a bunch of funny songs,
I mean, Coin
and then
Operated
she
Boy is
writes
pretty
an
fucked up.
entire song about her map of Tasmania.
Yeah.
Which is, So anyway,
And
it's
she's
good.
also like a decent person.
She's so good.
Like she's
Amanda
just, like,
Palmer is
like
amazing.
you wouldn't. She's not one of those people. You know, like, I always do that never meet your heroes thing.
Yeah.
She's not one of those.
She's real cool.
My alternate.
I met Buff Bagwell one time as my hero, and it sucked.
My alternate for. I met Chuck Norris once, and it was amazing.
Chuck Norris is.
Um,
of
My
course it was.
alternate for the Cure. I mean, it just couldn't have. I had to see the Cure.
Sure.
St. Vincent was in there for me.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would have approved. You would have gotten the Walter seal of approval
So
on that.
it's kind of funny. We made it with one Legion before Walter digressed.
If
Yeah.
my alternate was for them, if I stayed within the metal thing, would have been typo negative just because they were kind of very.
Again, the important
Downward.
part though is that the Raven Guard listened to them before they were old.
Sure.
That's key.
All right.
Oh,
So
yeah,
all right.
before Minute.
here we go. The Alpha Legion. I think you'll appreciate this.
Okay, I want to see what you got
All
to
right.
say.
The Alpha
Mine is
Legion.
dumb.
They are unknowable. They are one thing, then they are another thing. They are not politically correct. They are enigmatic.
Sure. You said all those things.
They are Lou Reed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
They took a walk on the wall.
And they're not. It's not Lou Reed and Velvet Underground. It's just Lou.
Yeah. Okay.
Alpha Legion is Lou Reed. Like that's. It works for me
I'm a
on levels.
It was a perfect day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who you got?
They're waiting for the man.
Just any fucking band you could think of at any
Yeah.
given time that you need to. Like they are just what you need them to be.
So mine is just Alpha Legion exclusively listens to the theme from the movie Brazil. I'm just on repeat.
Oh.
Just that song over and over again.
So I'm not familiar with this.
You need to watch Brazil.
You should watch Brazil, but it's like this weird.
What's it about?
Terry Gilliam.
Out of Brazil?
It's Terry
No,
Gilliam
it's actually-
writing like a
it's-
creepy 1984 dystopia.
Yeah.
And it's very weird and roundabout, and you don't know what's true. It's very Alpha Legion.
Drink some caffeine.
But it's just
so
this
that you're
theme,
re- it's
just
weird.
this weird bossa nova-esque theme from
Okay,
Brazil.
alright.
Just listening to that over and over again. I also put any bossa nova song that's like an elevator music version of a popular tune in a
Ooh.
bossa nova style.
Damn.
That is everything that
That-
Alpha Legion listens to
That
all
just
the
gave me a
time.
band for Alpha League.
No,
Rich cheese.
the booze has unlocked something about the Alpha Legion for me personally.
Oh Jesus!
Do you guys know who the Dan Band is? The Dan
Danfinity?
Band?
Danfinity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard of
They're
it.
a cover band,
Right. Yep.
so they'll play whatever. But you know, it's the Dan Band from Step Brothers and
Step
Starsky and Hutch.
Brothers and Hot Rod.
Yeah, because they are in essence
Yeah.
a cover band when they want to be.
They,
They'll play all those other Legion songs,
I do.
but at the same time, you're like,
they've got their own style.
that's not right.
That is genius.
So yeah, they are still kind of, or you know, Hard Night's Day, which is the big famous world famous Beatles cover band.
I approve.
Okay.
Anybody out there who has any bands I want to throw out? So I obsessively like to talk about bands I like. So if anyone wants to throw something out,
Yeah.
it makes me smile.
Couple of
Any disagreements with our choices? Like again, we had fairly diverse genres.
couple of honorable mentions. Because I originally I wanted to figure out something for the Custodians, Sisters of Silence, and Malkador. I gave Malkador Johnny Cash, just because I feel like that works.
I would like to say for a long time I had oh god, who was it? Oh, Imperial Fists I had is Johnny Cash, but only the sad songs.
Sure.
So
Well, and
that
I
was-
looked at-
that was a specific subset
when I had-
of Johnny
when I
Cash.
was
I was thinking them for Nine Inch Nails.
When I was thinking,
I really wanted to put Nine Inch Nails in something.
They
Yeah.
could have been like Raven
Right.
Guard if you wanted to like go
I
like,
really, I got another one for the Mechanicum. I have the Magnetic Fields.
Don't wanna get over you.
Yeah, I had and for a while I had Tom Waits as Malkador, and so I could put Iggy and the Stooges in.
Right. I
Um,
really wanted to put Susie and the Banshee somewhere next.
I
that's
got,
and that was my Sisters of Silence band was Susie and the Banshees or Joan Jett and the Blackhearts because of the Black Citadel. Anyway,
my favorite synthwave would go to the Mechanicum and probably be Laserhawk for a synthwave. Just like, yeah, I can see them listen to that traveling through space.
That's really what I put. I will admit, this is sad. I went through 93 bands, I think, trying to figure out who my Raven Guard band was, because it's like, oh, all of Walter's music collection is the Raven Guard. It's real sad.
Yeah.
I was like, Cigarettes After Sex.
I mean, I'm surprised
I
Bauhaus
was
didn't
like-
show up.
I wanted Bauhaus
I-
so bad in there, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I looked at,
And the Cure is really too easy.
I looked at Black Flag. I wanted to put them in. I wanted to put Dead Kennedys in, and
I wanted to put Dead Kennedys in.
I kind of wanted to put No Effects in.
I was trying to figure out.
Ooh,
I cannot find a good place for No Effects.
no
I
effects,
appreciate
World
that.
Eaters.
No, they're too
Yeah.
jolly.
All
They're
right.
too happy.
You
So
think so?
I do. I love No Effects, but
now, I want to move on
they threw
to
gasoline on the fire, and now they have flames.
now.
That's my favorite.
Ooh,
No
next
Effects song.
one. Which Legion belongs to which Billy Joel song?
Oh, okay. So while you're thinking about that, we're gonna move on.
All right, I want to hear about the Black Library.
Right, we're moving on to Black Library of bullshit. This is my week. So the way I want to do it this time is I'm gonna read you a small passage and I want you to guess.
Okay, bring it.
All right, instead of all three, because that was
Okay.
I didn't so you can follow on home. Okay,
Do
so
whatever.
I came up with some passages today. I'm going to
I'm
try
frightened.
to remain unambiguous with the way I read these, so it also will be more fun for me. So, for our first passage, Black Library of bullshit. Maybe it isn't as illogical as I first thought, Omnio said, firing a brief burst down the corridor. Who's that? What's that? Said Gideon. You, carrying that hammer and shield even, though you're no longer in an assault squad, explained Omnio, pausing every few minutes, every few words to open fire. In close confines such as these, the added potential at close quarters when combined with a ranged weapon armed comrade provides a tactical advantage not possible by the standard sergeant's war gear. Gideon snorted. Tactical advantage? Said the sergeant, raising the large hammer and shield to a guard posture. I carry these weapons to honor my armor. How so? Said Omnio, still firing. I ask you, Black Library of bullshit.
Jesus
I hope
Christ.
to God bullshit.
I'm gonna have to. Oh God, I don't want that to be true. I just do not want that to be a real.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want that to be true. So I'm gonna say bullshit.
I really hope bullshit, or it's CS:GO.
Okay, it's not CS:GO.
But
It is from Space Hulk by Gapthorpe.
God damn it, Gav.
Yeah.
Damn it, Gavin.
All right.
You can write good things, Gapthorpe. I hope he's stricken that off his vitae.
Sure. Okay. Next.
How many are there?
There's 3.
Okay.
Right.
all
All right.
That was
great.
one.
That would hurt.
So this one, it brings me such joy. I'm gonna read a piece, and I'm gonna let you guess, and then we might have to encore this. It's beautiful.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Ready?
I think
Bring
we
it.
have to now.
The High Lords of Holy Terra have summoned a kill team. Comprised of the best veterans from hand-picked chapters, in front of the entrance to the Golden Throne they stood, adorned in eclectic golden patterns and carvings. The heavy doors swung open. Before them was the Emperor of Mankind, lifeless as the corpse he was, sitting there, waiting. Mighty Emperor, said the leader of his royal guard, here cometh thine champions, greatest of the great, thy most honorable, thy most, he was cut short by the booming voice of what sounded like a god. Silence, the Emperor said. The speakers from which emanated his voice could barely take the weight of each syllable. I can barely hear mine own thoughts. May thee protect, he said, as a sign of respect, then left the room with heavy footsteps that shook the floor as they fell. State thy purpose. His voice was loud and earth-shattering. He could part the seas by simply looking at them, and with a wave of his hand, tear the galaxy in half.
Just before we guess, what would it take for you to read me a book while I sleep?
Ooh.
Oh, it'd be loud. Ace would be upset.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna put on my super. I've played Warhammer for too long in my life. Nerd
Actually.
glasses. So the High Lords of Terra cannot command a kill team. They answer to the Inquisition, who is only a single High Lord.
Wow.
So I would like to say
Wow,
fanfiction because
very
whoever read
much.
this
You're going in the
doesn't
deep.
understand.
I
Sorry, guys.
I'm going to say how much I appreciate that. That is good. I am also going to say the early Black Library authors did not give a fuck. So I am going to
Hold
say
on. If it's Ian Watson, sure.
I'm saying it's real. I'm going with that's real. You're saying it's bullshit?
If it's real, it's Ian Watson. I'll say that.
Okay, you can have a caveat.
Okay.
I'm saying
But I
that's
say
a
it's
real
bullshit.
fucking story.
Because we're divided, I'm just going to keep reading.
Oh fuck.
All right? Because
I
you
like
will
you have
now
so
know
much of
what's
this.
going on. There was not a good cutoff. It's so good. Ready?
Yes.
No, but go
in
on.
my heart.
Typhon stepped forward,
Oh.
knelt, and supported himself on his power halberd and said, "We were sent by our chapter masters to Terra. We were told your mission would be given to us upon arrival at the Golden Throne. The throne glistened as it reflected the light
Oh, it
from the
glistened,
torches and lamps in the room. The one red eye inside the Emperor's skull was pulsating a bright red as he thought of what to reply. You must enter the palace of the Tempter god Slanesh and fetch me his head. Our probability of success is less than 0%, said Frederick.
Frederick.
You must be mistaken. Do you defy me? His voice was louder than ever, and the whole room shook. None defy thee, mine emperor, said Castle, also known as Vanita. She is a battle sister of the Adeptus Sororitas. Her sword glowed and glistened as she drew it, causing lightning to spark. She was shaking in his presence.
Yes,
None
really
would dare whilst I remain. This is fan fiction. It gets real interesting.
As soon as you said Typhon, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't believe it
This is
anymore.
from the Palace of Slanesh by Dars Gurum. Apparently an internet person.
Dars, thank you.
Where does this go? Did you read later on into it?
Did you continue and just
No, because
Do they continue to say the word glisten as long
because
as
right
that?
before I read
do,
this,
do her thighs go a quivering?
right before I read that, I read this story about how
Who's this by?
it's on one of the fan fiction sites.
I just want a name.
Get
sir.
Google off your
The
phone.
the username is DARZGURUM. Okay, so
Oh, there's some. it's
right
European.
before I read this little fan fiction story about how the Primarch of the Second Legion is a girl, so she's a sister to all the Primarchs, and an Imperial Guardsman
type
is
when
going
I'm
to take
drunk.
her on a date, and it is amazing.
Where'd they go on the date?
I didn't get it. But it's like Gilliman and St. Gwyneth are like Gildan's like, I'm gonna kill this guardsman.
What's the name of this story, man? I need to know if there's more glycerin.
It's called the Palace of Slanesh.
At least you can say. So
God, I can't type.
Where do you find this stuff? Because
You search Warhammer fans.
Where do you find this?
I'll find it. Okay, hang on. Number three.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Django Kane, you are one sick son of a sucker, Creed thought as he slammed home the last dum-dum round into the chamber. Well, girls, the bounty hunter said quietly in his distinctive underhived drawl, addressing the guns he held in his hands. We're not gonna get him while he's holed up, lighter than a lash worm in a borehole. The problem was that while the scaly cannibal was trying to kill the bounty hunter and no doubt eat him, Creed needed Django Kane alive. He looked up the tangle of pipework above him again, but there's always a way in, he thought. Django Kane, Creed called out, I'm taking you in. Yeah? Came a high-pitched snarl of a voice from the other side of the building. Using who's watchman, bounty man? Just me and my girls, the bounty hunter replied, jumping to his feet and letting fire with both barrels at the target.
I won't be fooled again. I'm not buying it, but I admit I may be biased by your reading. But I'm saying fanfic because it's gonna prove to be true, and I'm gonna be pissed at you. So what we got? I can't find more.
I'll find it. I'll send it to you. It's in my history, I'm sure.
That's
wait,
unfortunate.
I found chapter 2.
That's what incognito mode's for.
I own my search history. Sir.
All right, so where we at?
I'm saying no.
Django Kane.
God, I want Django Kane to be real though.
All right.
I want to say real. It's probably one of the old Necrons novels from probably 5
My
years
brain
ago.
says no, but my heart says yes.
All right, the story is called Mama's Boys. It is by the author Jonathan Green from the Necromunda Omnibus.
Oh, it would be for
Number
no, it's
2.
well done. Well done, sir.
It's actually not that bad. It gets better.
Nice. Okay, I can
Django
read that.
Yeah.
Just to touch on that, I just recently purchased Road to Redemption, the Necromunda novel. I'm like 100 pages in so far, and it is just it's fantastic.
I'm on board.
It's a Cawdor, a former Cawdor member who was just got out of the life and was trying to just live his life with a bunch of former warlocks who had this town. People he was staying with, the whole town caught fire, and he's trying to find the kids of the people who took care of him because they're missing. They weren't among the bodies. And there's like Delax and slave guilders and
for all those things.
I mean, it is just fantastic.
I was tempted.
I as well.
I was tempted to read a portion of. I was going to try to sneak in a portion of a Star Wars novel called The Crystal Star.
That would have been real
but
good,
there
actually.
was no there.
You
Like I
couldn't find
scanned through, and then I found a fanfic. I found a fanfic of Space Marines and drop pods landing on the planet Geonosis shortly after.
Oh my god! Why did you do that?
And Mace Windu and clones are trying to deal with the fact that these Space Marines are attacking him.
I want everything about that.
It was
all right. You're gonna read some fanfic for us.
No, it's just me this week.
Yeah.
I'm saying next
time. Yeah,
next
you got
time.
fanfic next week.
Yes, next time I may have some family engagements, but the next time I'm here, I will have my fan.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for you to suffer like the rest of us as we've been reading.
I have never read fan fiction.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
so one
you're
of the
in for a
fanfic sites,
treat,
and
sir.
one of the fanfic sites
treat.
I found, the one where I found like the thing about the date and all that crap, you can't actually like highlight it with a mouse to copy and paste it. If you really want it, it's screenshots. You have to think.
Oh wow.
Yeah. All right, so
We're gonna talk about
That
that
was
Malice
fun.
Darkblade story though.
In 40K. God,
So,
that
I
pissed
love
me off.
I love everything about that
All
story.
right.
For a second there, I was like, did you get the name right? No, they just
No.
fucking...
I want to find that person so bad.
All right,
Do we
so-
have a thing for this?
you had one. We're to FMK and 40K.
Yeah, but we'll...
I thought you had one.
No!
All right, hang on.
We gotta pick 3
Ooh,
things.
Hang on.
Ooh, we touched on Necrons. Necron Lords.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. So, Trazen, Oracan, Imitech.
Brazen, Oracan, Imitech.
Yeah.
Fuck, not the guy that
No,
at least
no, let's
given.
not. Let's actually at least go with the model people can buy. Trazen, Imitech, Xeris.
Xandric?
Xander.
No, Illuminator Xeris.
Oh, Luminar Xeris!
Yeah, his new model just came out.
All right,
So
okay.
let's talk Xeris.
Ooh,
Xeris?
I'm
Imitech?
killing that fucker.
Okay, Xeris.
Yeah, Xeris, Imitech, Trazyn the Infinite.
You're Trazyn the Infinite. Okay. Oh, this is hard.
I've got mine.
Okay, do it.
Trazyn the Infinite, I'm going to marry because if he's gonna keep me around forever, I may as well just make it official.
Sure.
I'm gonna kill Xenos because that dude that model, he's taking my yeah, no. And who's the third?
Imitek.
Stormlord. Oh, he got the power of lighting.
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
Okay.
I'm fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking Imitek.
I'm gonna go second just because yes, I would be Trazyn's trophy boy.
Right.
You'd have a nice place to live, Satan Shard, providing all your utilities. You'd have so many cool things to play with.
Hell yeah.
We're pretty much the same. Xenos, Xenos freaks me out a little bit. I have this image of me and Imitek doing the whole new world thing on a magic carpet from Aladdin because I feel like Imitek would take me on a journey. But anytime that journey got a little dark, yes. But it'd be like, every time we start, I can show you that. And so every time things started to get like, I don't like that, and so we would just get lightning, lightning, and there would be some serious mood.
I get to
mood.
mood.
You want to know something about me, Robert?
Mood.
Lightning storms get me hard.
Oh, ow! I wouldn't think. I am gonna be.
Well,
I'm not agreeing with a lot of these things. So, Trazyn, kill him. Fuck him. That guy's not loyal. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go with that thought that everyone's into.
Cool stuff
There's so much cool stuff. He is not.
But
He's just.
You could be trophy husbando.
Tomorrow, he's going on to the next thing. Fuck that. I have too much respect for this guy right here to just pick up on this guy who's just gonna love me and leave me.
All right.
Don't want anything to do with that. Xenos, fucking Xenos. That guy, he's gonna drain me dry. I'm not gonna lie. Have you seen that model? It's all like, I wish we had a picture.
You wouldn't have to worry about like transmission of anything bad. You just pull it out.
No, I mean, I wish we had a picture of this guy. I mean, look at what he's doing to this guardsman. It's hot.
You do what he did like, what was that, like 4 weeks ago?
Can you see anything of that? Can you Google Illuminar Xenos for me?
All right.
Hold it up.
Chase, I need to Google Illuminar Xenos.
All right.
Zoom in, enhance.
No, you've got the technology.
It's not. You can't see. Maybe you can see the thing.
Yeah.
What do we got? Oh, shit. Okay. Here's Zoom, enhance. Oh, God, I can't even enhance.
Enhance. Two fingers.
So can you tell us why you would kill him?
Have you seen? Oh, no one.
Oh no, you're gonna kill Trazyn.
There you go. He's just like. Anyway, it's hot.
Sucking this man juice.
And
so talk to us about marrying Imitek.
Imitek, that guy's stable. He's Pharaoh of entire dynasty.
Okay.
I mean, he's got worlds. He's got things. That guy's got prospects.
If that's the only thing you're working, he's bona fide.
He's bona fide.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? What do you do if you're like Imitek's like, hey, we've had a hard month. Let's go have a little vacation, and orcs show up, and he's like, "Oh, I actually don't want to fight those guys." That's gonna suck for everybody.
I'm sorry, sir. Relationships require compromise.
Yeah. Granted,
I have to accept that he's not great with orcs.
If we tie it in to the last time we did this, if orcs attack, we all decided we would have a weekender with some orcs.
Oh, we would have a weekender with orcs or
not.
not.
So why not?
I'm just saying that would be my time with orcs that we wouldn't talk about.
So
Imitek would always wonder what happened on that wild week in spring break, and we don't have to. I would never admit it.
Your college days with orcs.
Yeah. So
we wouldn't bring that up. It would be a hard time at the family meeting.
So this is an unfortunate thing that we're going to tell the 10 of you listening or watching. We're moving on. We moved from FMK to our rant, what we like to call Ransom Wall Speculations. And Ransom Wall Speculations has a full 6 minutes.
Oh, shit.
So this...
I'll do mine quick.
We're so sorry.
Hold on. So Matt has a rant. Is it a rant or a wild speculation or a little both?
It's a rant. And it's just... I'm convinced after seeing people in the various 40k groups I have don't actually know how to play 40k. Or don't understand the game.
Never been so good at the game.
Because they just... It's to harken back to my last one, is just the knee-jerk reactions. Like, they don't understand. It's like, oh, this is so much better than this, even though X, Y, and Z. It's like, you're not seeing the whole picture here. Just shut up and make your evaluation when you see everything. Don't just look at something that's been leaked, not necessarily been confirmed, without it, or like, oh, this is this way. This is like you said earlier. Oh, Dark Eldar aren't very good because they die really easily.
Right.
They're fast.
They are wicked
I
fast.
can get to where I need to really quick. That's a huge advantage in this game. But because they can't, take a bolter around, they're just the worst in the world.
I saw there's a comment on something
My
right there. Right when 9 came out, it's like that book's invalid on release because GW doesn't support their products. Walter, rant or wild speculation?
So I've been thinking a lot about the Eisenhorn television show that got announced a very long time ago.
Yeah, COVID, man.
COVID ruins everything. But
What?
I think so they're gonna make an Eisenhorn television show.
I'm aware. You're not about to tell me it got canceled because
No, it didn't get canceled.
It's just I mean, look at life.
Wild
Everything
speculation
is on this
where
weird.
it's gonna be.
There's this 6 months just static.
But do you remember in the long ago when we talked about a bunch of bands? I want to talk about who would play certain characters in the 40K universe. So that's what I want to do next week.
Okay,
Cast
I know
Eisenhorn.
Not necessarily just Eisenhorn,
No.
because I think that's a little.
Let's say, well, that's the thing. That's like I know a lot of people cast the Primarchs. What about
Ooh,
what
I like
about
casting
if
the Primarchs.
next time
I actually like
maybe
casting
this
the
is
Primarchs.
homework?
I don't care if.
What if we cast like people in the top 10?
Yeah.
Cast our top 10 characters.
I really want to do that. I want to do that thing.
Okay. Here's the thing: is can we only use an actor once?
Yes.
Because I don't.
It's too easy otherwise. You gotta
Trying
work.
to pick where James Purefoy is going to go is going to be really hard.
Oh my God, we have a meme for that.
Yes, we do. We'll put that. That would be
that
perfect for next time.
Oh, we're gonna have
All
a
right.
meme. You
So-
guys, hold on.
Yeah.
We found something on the
Uh-oh.
internet that's funny.
Yeah, we found a meme.
What?
On some
Yeah,
memes.
right. It
All
happens
right.
sometimes.
So yeah.
but
Where's
we'll
that
have
on
one
show?
picture.
Any other rants or wild speculations?
I mean, I'm actually surprisingly. Oh no! Shut up!
He was not talking.
I know, but it's fine. We need to talk about what's the January Xenos release.
Okay.
We gotta wildly speculate about it. I'm gonna say Squats. Fuck you.
Shit.
It's not gonna be Squats.
So you've got the wild speculation.
That is wild.
It'll be my next army.
Enslavers.
Next army.
January, we're gonna see Enslavers.
I'm gonna say
It's actually you buy models from every other army and just play them.
I'm gonna say it's either gonna be Orcs or Gene Stealers
Okay.
because their ranges are so fresh, and we gotta get that Gazgul out into retail.
You make a compelling
the guys-
point.
Gazelle retail is
Because Gazgul was just like a box set.
Point.
Again, COVID is like, hey, Gazgul, and then none of that happened. So
Can you see that?
I would say
Okay.
Orcs or Gene Stealers.
Okay. It's so back when they did one of their preview shows, they previewed all these models, and they showed a Sister of Battle Lieutenant version model.
Okay.
Dark Eldar have been rumored.
Yeah,
the rumor
Lilith
engine.
Hesperix.
Lilith Hesperix or their lieutenant.
Sure.
And then an Orc model that would be the Orc lieutenant. I think we're going to see every army getting a lieutenant character, and so we know there's a Dark Eldar character coming, an Orc character coming, and a sister. The sister is the one that's fully revealed, so I think it's either going to be Orcs or Drukhari, based upon
That's fair.
those reveals.
Look at you with your reasoning. I would like to say something crazy times.
Fucking
Yeah.
SWAT's coming
January.
out.
No, it's not squad. No, this is
2021.
somewhat more reasonable. So Space Marines, right?
No.
Listen,
Okay.
Space Marines they're putting Blood Angels, they're putting Space Wolves, they're putting Dark Angels all in the Space Marines Codex.
I know where you're going with this, and
Codex
I like
Eldari.
it. I like it.
So just
Well,
all Eldari. No, none of it. And then
Well, they set
supplement
that,
Dark
and
Eldar.
they set that up in Psychic
Supplement.
Awakening.
Yeah.
Fairy supplement.
The fall of the Eldar, which lets all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so you have the Eldari, then supplements for Dark Eldar.
Yeah, exactly. Supplements
the
for craft
ones
rules.
you need.
And then supplements for Exodites.
That would yuck
Oh,
my
the
yum.
Vapors.
Yeah.
That would yuck my yum.
All right.
So yeah, let me think about it. I've got a rant. I'm trying to think of a wild speculation.
I only.
My wild speculation is, and I'm hoping for 2020,
2021.
2021. I
Is
mean,
this
I
year?
have hope for 2020, but it's.
Really?
It's coming up.
October. Bold, sir.
I know. All right. First, my wild speculation because it's got some fact. I'm gonna go say this: holiday season of tabletop's gonna be cool.
Oh,
Because
fuck
we've
yeah.
decided. Because we've decided.
It's gonna be cool.
It's been talked about. Because this year has sucked, we're gonna have to do something really cool. So we'll do extra cool stuff. All right.
I'm
My
here for
wild
that.
speculation is this: maybe we will see infantry in Adeptus Titanicus. I would love to see the rest of Epic.
I only have so much money.
I can't actually stand up for the table right now, sir.
Yeah, right.
So
I would like to
that.
see. I mean, I feel like it would be it'd be reasonable to ask for Battlefleet Gothic to come back because the PC game is going so well.
Sure.
I would really like to play some Epic. I follow a bunch of Epic like hashtags on Instagram, and those Space Marines they're just all shoulder pads.
I want.
So
can we get back to when you used to have drop pods and you just drop them?
Sure.
Feet above the
Right.
table? Oh!
So does anybody remember Warmaster?
I vaguely remember Warmaster.
So Warmaster was my intro.
Wow.
Merle.
That's a weird place to enter the hobby as Warmaster.
Demoed
That's
that game at the game store I was at, and it got me into Warhammer, and then Mordheim, and it's all from there. But Warmaster has always had this special place in my heart, and again, I was 11, and I had no money because I'm 11, and apparently there's child labor laws. Bullshit.
Wow.
But I always wanted to play it, and so I've been seeing recently a bunch of 10mm like Dryads, High Elves, Vampire Counts, Empire. That was like, I need to find the Warmaster book, and I like it was so cool. But yeah, that was my introduction to Games Workshop was Warmaster. Bring it back, Jervis.
I have
Robin and Prudence.
I have the rules.
6mm or nothing. That's what we're saying. All 6mm 2021.
Yeah. So like, give me Epic, give me Warmaster.
I've been painting 6mm all year. Don't.
8mm.
I mean, I think Epic would be really good. What is
9.5mm?
What is it? Is
big as
the
I
Titans are they in 10 right now?
They're in 8.
That's what she said.
They're in 8. Fine, release it. Okay.
There you go.
So that's wild speculation. Maybe give us some infantry.
Yeah.
My rant.
Drop pods over here.
Okay.
And
so
drop pods I can
here's
drop.
my rant.
Here's
my rant.
But then you can drop like salt.
This is less a rant and more a
No.
meander.
Here's the rant. No, I had to pick my words
I have to
correctly.
let's land the
All right. Here's my
I
rant.
also
Ready?
have to
Ready?
pee, so let's get this
All right.
right on.
So, because of the way 2020 has unfolded,
I mean, 100% good.
a lot of our attention has been focused on things distant, so like online on YouTube. There has been a rise in the Games Workshop community, recognizing there's an element of our community.
I'm really excited for a point.
No, because it's not funny. So here's the deal, but it's a rant. Ready?
Oh,
Okay.
fine.
There are people that are using white supremacy as a chance to hide behind their hobby.
This went a place.
This is not a thing
never
that
been.
we, as a community of people who are all we like each other, we're inclusive when we play. We don't have to give them any kind of traction, any kind of footing. So here's the deal: it pops up here and there throughout the media because of Warhammer's presence in the PC gaming world. Okay, so if it comes up in your life, in your hobby, all you have to say is, "That's not how we do it."
Wow, right on.
And that's it.
I can get behind
we
that.
can go more.
Yeah.
However, it came up. I don't know if it was just what I saw, but all of a sudden it just hit.
Sure.
And there was this weird wave. And I'm like, and I didn't even think about it until it happened.
I'll say it. Fuck Arch.
That guy.
That fucking guy. Can we just rant about how Arch is a piece of shit? And I hate
No, because then people are gonna be like, who's that fucking dude?
No,
Yeah.
right. Don't even go look at him because he's
Sure.
trash.
There you go.
Arch is a fucking douche.
Oh, I hate that
And
guy.
let's go with that.
The Warhammer universe is not
Alright,
a
we're
happy
done.
place,
We're wrapping it up.
but we can have fun.
We're wrapping it up. That we got a little heavy.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Bring it lighthearted.
I have to pee so bad.
yeah.
My glass is empty.
My glass is very empty.
No, I see something there. There it is.
All right.
Listen to
Thanks for joining
bands.
us this
Listen
week.
to.
Oh my God! Thank you for
Nope.
indulging our.
Read your fan fiction. Here it is.
Oh my God!
Listen to these bands.
Thank
We
you for
will,
just indulging our utterly
we'll see you all next time.
masturbatory
Thanks for joining
band
us.
lists that
You
we
all have a
did.
great
Next
weekend.
time we cast.
We
Be good to
cast.
yourself.
Next time it's gonna
actors.
be movie.
Take care.
Yes.
talking.
How many times can you use Daniel Craig?
Once.
Okay.
I can't use James Purefoy more than once.
Are we good?
Bye.
Oh God.
Fucking